There's a rule for 34 for everything.
Yeah, but in a world where two brothers, have a YouTube channel.
And test the rubber of... No. Yeah, hi guys.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
Improv is hard.
Oh, yes, indeed. Yeah. Two brothers. Like
Yeah.
Space Brothers. Or wait. What?
Right.
Yeah.
But never actually, because I don't get what I want all the time.
Caleb, it's the waiting for the things that we long for that makes us appreciate them more.
I guess so. That is true. There is a beauty to patience, and we have definitely tested ours at many a time via not binging shows when we would have wanted to. But hey, yes, Space Brothers in space. Oh my God.
We actually hit 100,000.
We actually hit 100,000 YouTube subs, y'all. Like, that happened. That happened.
Yep.
And we are here. And we are going to be drinking and answering questions.
Basically.
Not necessarily
in that order.
We'll probably be drinking because of your questions. No.
Yep. I mean, I see homage.
Hey, whoa, we missed some bits. Super Mona Man with the 500 bits. Congratulations on 100,000 subs. I might not be able to stay for the whole stream, but I wanted to ask two questions. I think you answered this before, but have you watched or are you going to react to the Attack on Titan OVAs? Are you ever going to do reactions to Western cartoons, specifically Steven Universe? Love your streams and reactions. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much for the bits. Western cartoons, we definitely want to. There's a specific Western cartoon that has been really hotly requested, and if you're a part of our Discord, you know exactly what it is.
As for OVAs, we generally don't do OVAs. There are exceptions, similar to like the movie situation, but for the most part, we don't.
Right. Obviously, I'm Luffy and Mirio within regards to their costume.
Or
no, that's
Luffy?
Leorio. Yeah. Rest in
go.
peace to the voice actor. But yeah, 100,000 is quite a lot of people. It's kind of nutty. Yeah. Yeah. Scarlet Buddy Knight, thank you. Ian Waffles with the 100 bits. Before MHA Season 4 started, you guys said you had kind of fallen out of love with the series and needed to be rehyped for it. Has that happened, or has the series left you feeling more of the same? In some ways, actually, it completely revitalized it in a different way, but it's not the same. Because what Gentle and La Brava represented was something that I was, like, really surprised that they actually did. But the stuff they're doing with Endeavor right now was kind of the, I would never in my wildest dreams while watching season 2 would have predicted that Endeavor would get
this level of
characterization.
Focus.
Yeah, that's its own thing right there.
Oh my. Oh, we got a hype train going because...
We got Super Mona Man with the tier 1 subs, 5 of them. Get it to Space Girly as Mac Jackal, Maxor817, Bello Fianato, and Dev In Streams a Lot.
Thank you so much, Super Mona Man. You are
thank you so much.
Super.
What you drinking, Senku Call it? Ryan H, thank you for the bits. We are drinking kind of basic stuff in here.
It's a secret. Yeah.
Yes.
And then
we've got the good hard stuff in here.
We've got the good stuff.
Yeah. So we've got a little bit of everything.
Hopefully there's a bit more cohesion for this stream than the previous time that we drank on stream, because that one went a bit crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, I have no knowledge of what you're talking about, and that has nothing to do with the amount of alcohol I consume.
I know you have no knowledge of it. Yep.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun, actually.
Plot twist, it's apple juice. Only the finest, aged, 80 proof.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We got a lot of follows and subs. I'm going to just thank them all real quick here. We have Blade Techno, Ram94, Camarada Official, Musco Lord, The Sane Soul, Kintama Gintama, Xylo Botnik, A-Dum, Jadilozoka, and Pertuck with the follows. Thank you all so much. And then with the subs, we have, let's see here, Behanort with the tier 1 sub for 6 months, Eric Walt with the Twitch Prime for 15 months, Mesker1 with the 17 months of Twitch Prime, Amiju with the 10 months of the tier 1 sub. Caleb, please don't start crying again. Okay. And Chilltown Rios with the 12 months of Twitch Prime. Thank you all so much for the subs.
Yes,
and
thank
another
you.
5 tier 1 gifted subs from Chilltown Rios to Nahue, Another Gaze, Pants of Metal, Farmer Gypsy, and Xavier Huzensk.
Thank you so much.
Thank y'all very much. Yeah, so if y'all are wondering actually why you have a magnet and you didn't before, you now have also an additional reason to get excited, not just because we have a lot of community subs that were gifted out, but if you'll notice, our bounty board for berries has strangely been updated.
Things.
I don't know what that could be, but
Caleb was really scared about one of them, and I had to kind of finagle him and convince him of it.
Yes. Your berries that you've been hoarding might have a lot more value now.
Indeed. And also for all of the community subs that were handed out, we have Discord that you can get access to if you have subs,
right?
Or if you pledge any amount on Patreon. And there's some pretty crazy stuff happening in the Discord right now, so it's rather timely to get in there and join in the fun.
Right. Yes. Ameju saying that last one will be mine in due time.
What's behind background chat? Yep.
Stonks, yes indeed.
Oh, best alcohol-loving characters in anime. Well, it's related to Stonks. I would say it's Holo from Spice and Wolf.
Okay.
She is absolutely awesome.
What was the question? Favorite waifu?
Best alcohol-loving character in anime.
Oh, best alcohol-loving character. Well, it's got to be Aqua.
Okay. Aqua.
Aqua.
But she's the best worst.
No, but that's still the best.
Yeah.
Like
Holo versus Aqua. That would be a good.
I don't even know how to debate that though, because I don't know anything about Holo other than she's a fox girl.
To watch. No, she's not.
She's not?
No. It's Spice and Wolf, not What Does the Fox Say. There is an AMV for What Does the Fox Say with Spice and Wolf, and I love it, and it's amazing. But
Granny Kokoro in the manga, because we have not consumed the One Piece anime in that format. But yes, Ian Waffles with the 300 bits. I had saved that question for a Q&A like this. So sorry I didn't also congratulate you on 100,000. You guys are a huge inspiration for how I understand and appreciate media. Wow.
Thank
you so much.
Okay, so Cycronia, this is great. Aqua isn't drinking actual alcohol, though. She purifies it in her mouth and gets drunk off of placebo. I could definitely see that happening.
Wait a minute.
Because if you think about it, if she purifies all the bath springs and everything in the tea and whatnot,
right?
How would she drink alcohol?
But guys, what's wonderful, though, is that this is the kind of shenanigans, though, that because of how social media integrated a lot of mangaka and light novel creators are, if enough people came up with this theory, the creator might just go, yeah, it's canon. So, we should, try and, push to make something like that happen. Is that it's Aqua, she's never actually, ever experienced what alcohol feels like. Because she automatically cleanses it with her, because she's immune to poison. She should be immune to poison. She's a goddess.
Basically.
So alcohol is a poison.
So, Mustarasta, I thought they've seen Ava. Okay, so.
Okay, well, yes, you're right.
We have seen Ava, and yes, she is indeed amazing. Misaki, right? Yeah.
Well, so that's the thing. There's Evangelion Ava. But there's also Ava from Monster.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So there's Misaki, yes, best alcohol girl from Evangelion.
Ava from Monster.
But then there's Ava from Monster as well, who's also kind of in some ways the most well-written alcoholic character I've ever experienced.
Right, which is why you need to watch Spice and Wolf.
Oh, I thought we were going to take this opportunity to show Monster to a lot of the people here who wouldn't be bothered to watch Monster.
Y'all do need to watch Monster. It's fantastic, and it's all on YouTube. So
it's literally all on YouTube. You can just watch it there. Oh my god! About the berries, don't these things expire every 30 days, or they stay with you forever? They stay with you forever.
I believe
they will. No, I know that. I know that. I have a specific channel that I'm racked up 40,000. Channel points on right now.
Oh yeah,
and I'm saving for something that's 100,000. I think it's they give you a VIP badge or something. At that point, level 3 hype train.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Yes. Yes. So we gave the emotes out there. Choo choo, indeed.
Would you guys watch a long series, 400 plus episodes? I know you want us to watch Gintama, but you can't like, finagle us into saying that, yeah, it'd be totally fine. It's too long.
Well, it's something.
8 years.
It's something that would have to be talked about. It would have to be something that would actually have to be kind of gone into in a pretty serious way.
Caleb says something about watching potentially Gintama in something that is not automatically negative, and everyone's just like, don't give me hope. Yeah.
Like in terms of legendary anime out there, like the ones that transcend like all things, I've basically touched in some ways. I feel like lightly tasted all of the really, really mainstream popular ones, because even the ones that I haven't really finished, I know kind of a decent little bit about. I know nothing about Gintama.
All I
just know it's supposed to be a comedy.
Well, and apparently it's done by a lot of the same people as Daily Lives of High School Boys. So
okay, that's pretty awesome.
Yep.
That's pretty awesome.
Like, the spoilers channel is just people talking about Gintama. Being like, Jacob, you're in here. You can see this. You know we love it, and it's amazing. Just watch it already.
By the way, that's a nice mug, Jacob. Yes,
Thank
Jacob.
You. Yeah.
Jacob is the cultured one.
Mm-hmm, indeed. I got this from an Etsy artist when I was at a con in Canada and in Vancouver, and it was just amazing. I had to get it.
Okay. Let's see. Don't forget about the Discord. We're doing faction events, which means we're brewing up an SOS Bros version of the Nerne the Arnoadiad. If the previous Magnum Opie are anything to go by, oh yeah, watch that
Magnum
stream.
Opie.
Magnum Opie. God damn it, Amechu. Okay. You guys are hilarious.
Who's your favorite waifu? Who's your favorite waifu?
Okay, this is really tough because there's a couple characters that just kind of engaging with their story on screen through the anime or what have you, I'll just cry. I love their characters so much. But in some ways, if I had a waifu type, it's
the Genki girl.
Well, yeah, actually, kinda, yeah. Like in some ways, it's How would I describe this? I don't really know.
Minori.
No. Because it's not
the
really
friend
that.
from After the Rain.
Huh. Because in some ways also there's a little bit of the Olivier Armstrong in there as well.
Okay, yeah. I mean,
so
you can't deny that.
Where does Genki hit like will step on you MILF? Like where is the bridge
that is
between those two things? There's gotta be a convergence point.
Maybe Revy?
No,
Revy's too dangerous.
No.
So okay. Well, okay, because you really liked Balalaika.
Thorkel, there you go. Thorkel is best wife.
Okay,
yes,
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, but okay, having that with a waifu that's actually female.
Caleb loves the redheads. I remember Caleb's Witcher confessions. God damn it!
Oh yes, Satsuki. Satsuki represent.
Satsuki. Oh, Satsuki.
Satsuki is fine.
Satsuki is pretty high up there. Yeah. Is curvaceous caretakers another word for MILF? No, it's basically sexy nurses, but it's a cultured way of saying it.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Christina.
Christina! But she's not Genki at all.
That's true. She's, if anything, like mild tsundere, kudere mix.
More tsundere.
Yeah, more tsundere. Yeah, definitely. Kaori from Your Lie in April. That's Genki.
Kira's wife?
Nah.
Bruno. There you go.
I mean, well, yes.
Robin is best girl. Speedwagon is the only correct answer. This is. Yeah, you're kind of right. That's
Should
true.
we disqualify Revy and Komi for you? Why would you ever disqualify them? Is my question. Why? Just no.
So Jacob, who's your favorite waifu?
Favorite? That's almost impossible. But I will say, okay.
Do you have a waifu type then?
All right, I do like the kudere when it's done properly. Same with the tsundere. But I feel like that can just be described as like good writing for something.
Okay.
Some of the big ones are Revi, yes, definitely. Also
Right.
Yuki Nagato from Haruhi. I recently went back and started listening to some of the Disappearance OST, and my God, it's like I can't listen to it without just choking up.
No.
Also, I have to, yes, not Yurichi, but I have to mention this show, this character, because one of the first waifus ever, Rukia from Bleach. I loved Rukia. She was my first introduction to the tsundere trope, and it was a real good experience.
Closet shipper.
Definitely. No, oh, for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Taiga from Toradora, you know.
Riza Hawkeye, I feel like...
Okay, yes.
I feel like Riza Hawkeye
is my waifu from Full Metal Alchemist for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's
like,
the tough thing.
She's got a sniper.
Riza
you know,
Hawkeye,
like,
also, though, I could actually be friends with. Like, I wouldn't have to chase after them as much. I feel like I would actually just, if anything, have to run away from them at points. But if anything, there's a lot of specific characters where, posture check. There we go. Yep. Appreciate it. There's a lot of characters where they have really good low energy.
Yes.
And they're not kudere. Right. I'm so tired of the kudere trope, personally, because of how badly it gets used.
Yeah, I think I only like it because
of how good it can be used.
Of my experience with Yuki Nagato, but that was about it. Like, I can't really think of many kuderes other than her that I'm a big fan of. Other than maybe Mikasa, because she's kind of kudere yandere mix, but yeah.
Jacob is a cultured man. I mean, have you seen this guy's t-shirt?
People
this
say
guy goes into grocery stores and makes friends.
No,
just casually, and enemies, but mostly friends.
Going to grocery stores and just being checking out, and not even realizing that I have this on because it was for recording a video or something, and then two separate people both come up and are like, you are a terrible, awful person. You should be ashamed. And I'm like, what? Oh. But isn't it great? Like, it's wonderful. It is absolutely wonderful.
Absolutely wonderful.
Okay, Robin is kind of a kudere. She is kind of a kudere. But yeah. I like the realistic anime tropes. Like, anime tropes that are done in realistic ways. I feel like the more realistic they are, the less noticeable they are.
Sure.
You know?
Okay.
A lot of
Kyoko from Haikyuu. I think that one of the things that was always an issue for me with Kyoko, and why I actually loved Yachi way more than Kyoko when Yachi was introduced, was that Kyoko wasn't given a framework until literally this season for a lot of her characterization.
Right, she was just super cute and and it was great to quiet. And it was wonderful to see Tanaka and Nishinoya just fawn over her.
Well, also seeing her more and more be comfortable with cheering for the team in her own way. But I don't think she's an example of great characters when it comes to Haikyuu until literally what we got in this recent season.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, Revi is a wonderful tsundere.
Yeah, go out with that Ahegao shirt instead.
Nope.
Yeah, he's cultured and not cursed.
Yeah, I see,
when you wear a shirt that only has 2% culture and it's 97% curse, and we're not going to talk about what the other 1%
people wouldn't realize that this is exactly what this means.
Yep.
Unless they know the stuff. They would just know that it's cartoon characters, right? So they might be like, that's weird. But with the Ahegao shirt, no. No, okay. I don't want people that I know to see that. The fact that that's in the thumbnails for some of our videos, and my grandmother could see that and have a heart attack.
Fault, though.
No, I know, that's why I don't wear it anymore. But that would be awful. That would be awful. How do you explain that at Christmas time? Where
Ishigami.
Ishigami's just misunderstood by everyone around him.
Oh man. Oppai is truth or flat is justice?
Both.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just how it is. That is how it is.
I would just quote Space Dandy and just be like, we need to see a return to the ass appreciation that it really should. Yeah.
Here what ass appreciation for sure. But here's what I will say. Oftentimes I feel like the Oppai, the curvy, body of the waifu is used as a crutch in ways that it shouldn't be, right?
Oh.
Whereas with the flat is justice thing,
Hmm.
usually it's something where by removing that, by stripping that away, all you have is the person and you don't have anything else to rely on. So it forces you to be more creative, right? Whereas a lot of the times, like I love Haruhi, right? But Mikuru in Haruhi, I couldn't stand her. Like, she was just so bland, I hated her, right? Whereas, like, say, Hanekawa,
Yes.
she definitely got the curves. But she
yeah.
also, as a character, is amazing.
That's true.
Right?
Hanekawa is probably one of the, like, maybe not OG, because there's been a lot of anime, but kind of in the 2000s and above, like the S tier thickness waifu. Like,
yes.
like pretty nigh, like, unbeatable as far as things go. So, yeah. Hey, you all know my thoughts on thighs, y'all. Remember when the Discord banner was very cultured indeed.
And yet you thought it was so strange that I chose SSSS Gridman on simply the tales that I had heard of
storytelling versus memeing and, you know, and kind of having a little bit of fun with the community are very different things.
I see.
But SSSS Gridman actually became something I very much enjoyed, completely not to do with the fan service, but the actual, like, stuff they did for the antagonists. That was so good.
That was great. That was fantastic.
Amazing. Would you consider Hosuki character a waifu if they're genderless? Sure.
I mean,
yeah.
What's the two parameters that you need to have a top tier waifu? And one of them is, and you only need one of them. Right. And one of them is that they actually be female, right? They don't actually have to be female to be a waifu. Speedwagon exists. Thorkel exists. You know, like, Kaiki exists. They do not actually have to be a lady to be a waifu.
This is true. It also happens that sometimes oppai are way too big, but they can't never be too flat.
That is very true. That is very true. Like Lukoa, I'm sorry, that's ridiculous.
This is truly a cultured discussion for our podcast, yes. We've actually moved away from the questions here, but let's give this all just an open thing here, y'all. Ask your questions. Go for it. Hyperion, just got here. Sorry if this is a repeat question. When is Kaguya-sama Season 2 reaction coming out?
Well, we said we'd put it on a poll, and a bunch of shows are about to end soon.
So get excited for that. It's probably going to be closer to the time when the season is, for the most part, over. But we'll see.
Rika from Gridman actually got her own spin-off manga.
Wait,
wow.
Really?
Wow. That is crazy.
Wow. Okay. See, one of the things that with Kaguya-sama a lot of people don't remember was that Kaguya Season 1 wasn't made through a poll.
Right.
It was just a bonus reward because of the Discord faction events, which also happened to be back on Discord. So check that out. Yeah. But, it wasn't ever really, I would say, guaranteed to be an automatic replacement there. That's probably only for some of the shows that we started from way back when in the channel, like Attack on Titan or My Hero Academia. So, yeah.
Have you guys ever heard of or listened to Vocaloid? A little bit.
No, I haven't.
A little bit.
What's Vocaloid?
I'm not entirely sure. I think it's a way to kind of, like, use pre-done audio samples in order to make music.
Oh, gotcha.
And I believe some of Porter Robinson's early stuff used that. I'm not sure.
What's the worst anime you guys have reacted to, or the one you least enjoyed? Do you have to ask me?
Yeah, for him it's just going to be Domestic Girlfriend, which I think is rather silly because hey, that is like okay, all right. I understand that it wouldn't fit a lot of the check boxes that you would normally want.
If I
for a
had
series.
to choose a different one, it would probably be the last half of not the last half, but the last third of Reincarnated as a Slime.
That's what I was going to say.
Reincarnated as a Slime.
It took a very noticeable dive in quality towards the end.
It did. It was really tough to be like, I guess, that.
And it's funny because early on, like, people always say, like, why do you take so long to react to seasonal stuff? And it's basically for that reason. Now, up till then, we were like, okay, maybe we can, like, if it's really good for, like, the first half or 2/3, then we can, and people are saying it's amazing, then we can just watch it. It's not like it's going to take a quality dive at the very end out of nowhere. And then we did that with Slime, and that's what happened.
So the funny thing is that Vinland Saga was probably the fastest we've reacted to something while it was still coming out, I think.
Right, that we hadn't watched anything
and
for
there were
previously.
so many people being like, hey, you don't know it's gonna be good.
But it was Studio Wit with a Viking anime and Ame for the ED. It's like you have to see that.
Yeah, I am rewatching Vinland Saga in some ways for the third time right now, and it is still just so good.
Amazing.
So good. See, I don't think we got lucky, Grasses. I think that Vinland Saga, for one, was one of the ones where it hit very specific bias boxes for at least me specifically.
But also for me too, probably for different reasons.
Right. Yeah. But the source material being something that was so well renowned. Like I even if, say, the actual presentation of the material was bad, I think I would have still enjoyed the actual material.
Yeah, like I knew of Vinland Saga long before the anime was announced, just because people were like, this is one of those manga that needs to be made into an anime.
Yeah.
Like it was like what's the trifecta? It's Berserk Kingdom and Vinland Saga. Right. And Berserk and Kingdom have histories with awful adaptations, and then it's like, hey, Vinland Saga, and it actually was amazing.
Yeah, so many good manga get bad adaptations is totally true. I totally get it. It's just we're in an era, I would say more nowadays, where you can kind of tell a little bit more what's going to be a good or bad manga adaptation when the source material is so good. What was an example of this recently was Berserk's 3D one there. There were a lot of signs going into it. The director, the actual studio involved,
do we need to talk about that?
The 3D, all that stuff. I wasn't even a part of the community of anime with regards to Berserk at the time there, but I heard so many things where people were like, I don't know about this, fam. And
clang.
Then we got clang.
Well, and we got Zod grabbing the head of the demon or whatever, and then just fade in of his released demon form, and then he squeezes it, and there's just a explosion of little round blood particles.
I'm about to fall says, if your favorite band or song was a stand in JoJo, what do you think its power would be based on its name? That is such a cool question.
My favorite song is Crone from Guilty Crown. I've never seen the show. I don't really know much about it, but
but you have to choose a band, Jacob, like a specific. Oh, it's band or song. Okay, never mind.
Well, all right, but if it was band other than that, it would just be Hiroyuki Sawano. So
right,
it would
be be about the drop.
Yeah, it'd be Sawano drop.
Sawano drop, and then it's just gravity. Every once in a while, you basically just fall through you just fall through the planet.
Sure. Yeah, you can just make things fall forever and fall through anything, or
Oh, that would be nuts. That would be nuts. I really would like to see maybe a stand that has some kind of ability that that is essentially something like Kishibe Rohan's ability, but something a little bit more fleshed out and limited. Because I think Rohan's was something that tied a little bit too many things plot-wise.
Into
knots.
Right.
You basically
could tell that it was like, how do I write around this? Okay.
Yeah, how do I write around the stand that can write?
Zadasto.
Literally the stand that writes around the plot. Like, it just, it's nuts. So maybe if anything, having a stand like that, and I don't know what you would actually translate a band or a name that would do that, but
Metallica would be your stand.
Metallica for magnets. Sure. That would be.
Okay, fun. Lisa is or was a part of Kung Fu Generation. Like, okay. I did not know that.
All right.
I don't know how I didn't know that, if that's the case, but.
What anime is currently being shilled the most right now? You have to ask. It's Kaguya season 2.
That and Tower of God.
Oh, and Tower of God. That's true. Those two. Yep. Any hype for the Webtoon and Crunchyroll anime coming up? Noblesse, God of High School, and Tower of God. Yeah. I'm pretty hyped for Tower of God. I don't really know much about Noblesse. I know a little bit about God of High School because there's a friend of mine that really likes it.
I've already seen Haruhi. But...
The manga trinity is Berserk, JoJo Part 7, and FMA according to Mal. Oh, nice. Okay. Hey, Bayanor with the 100 bits. Have you guys ever watched or read Yuri or Yaoi? If so, do you enjoy it? Or are you comfortable with? Because you put Yagate Kime Ninaru on a poll, so I know you at least showed interest.
Oh yeah, bloom into you.
Also, congrats on this milestone. Love you all, and go Big Brain Brigade. Hey,
thank you, Bayanor.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, like as long as it's got like, as long as the story is really good,
as long as the story is good,
absolutely. Yeah. I feel like Yuri and Yaoi is kind of a subset of the. Well, I mean, it's a subset of the romance genre, but one of the things that can be tough with romance stories is that they'll use the romance as a crutch, kind of like the big boobs aspect
for the drama,
right? Because people are going to it for that specifically, so you'll still get an audience, you know, pretty easily if you adhere to certain like concepts and whatnot. So with the Yuri and the Yaoi, I would just want to make sure that it was a good story first, and then if it's Yuri or Yaoi, who cares, you know?
I just echo exactly what Jacob said. Basically, it's very much a thing that I enjoy. Because I like romances.
Yeah.
I don't like half-assed romances. So in some ways, I have to basically go specifically to the romance subgenre and be like, where's the good stuff?
Yeah.
And Bloom Into You was getting like pushed pretty high up there pretty quickly. And I'm like, I like the look of this.
Good.
Let's do this. And it's a more niche genre in terms of mainstream, so it didn't win any polls. But yeah, it was interesting. Yes, Albies, I'm very excited to watch Run with the Wind at some point. Thanks for the hydrate reminder. Appreciate it.
Best romance dynamic is still Holo and Lawrence from Spice and Wolf, in my opinion. Thank you, Zeph. Thank you.
Well, then I gotta see Spice and Wolf. Yes.
It's really good. It's like a relaxing trip through the countryside. It's wonderful.
If you could forget and re-experience any fiction, which one would you choose?
I mean,
you can write yourself notes in the original experience back at the end.
So, yeah. So how many times can I say Airbender?
Yeah.
Like I would love to say Haruhi and a bunch of other ones too, but Airbender.
But it would be Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Airbender.
I don't think there's anything that ends so well with all of its character arcs and the actual plot. I see, here's the problem with a lot of the longer stories. So I've heard a lot of people say that they would rewatch or they would pay to have like really big, like specific popular shonen, like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Hunter x Hunter.
Oh yeah, the super rich guy that was saying like, who do I have to pay, whatever amount to get a spin-off where Rem and Subaru end up together?
Yeah. That kind of stuff I feel like is good, but for me, there's this added nostalgia that comes with the story that was kind of your childhood.
Yeah.
And getting to basically become truly a kid again when you're no longer a kid.
Right.
I don't know. It feels...
We were not kids really when we watched that show. Like we were young for sure, but we weren't kids, and that made it incredibly special. Like if anything, the strongest thing that would make me pick something other than Airbender is I would be too worried that it would actually damage the experience with Airbender.
Right.
And that if I wiped my memory and I watched it again now, I wouldn't enjoy it as much and get as much out of it as I did back then because I've seen more shows or whatever. And that would be awful. So that would be the biggest reason to choose something else for me.
Yeah. Oh man. Berserk? Good one. Bloom Into You is amazing. Yeah. Sing Yesterday for me is amazing, realistic, grounded, and relatable. It's unreal. I've heard about that one. That one's really new. Yeah. I'll look into see about that one being on our list of shows just in general. Do you plan to read other manga than Monster from Naoki Urasawa?
Like 20th Century Boys.
Like 20th Century Boys. Okay, so 20th Century Boys, I don't know anything about that. I just know it's Urasawa. What is the story with that?
I have been told basically one sentence about it. That's basically what the story's about.
Good. Tell me this sentence. Is it spoilery? Like you wish you didn't know it?
I'm not sure if it's spoilery or not. Because, Monster is about there's a person that's a monster, right? And
they need to be stopped.
And they need to be stopped, and it goes into those questions.
Yeah, it's the monster within all of humanity, too.
Yeah. But
what's the sentence? I almost want to know. Just tell me.
Oh, it's better you don't know? Okay.
Okay, then just don't tell me, I guess. That's fine.
All right.
That's fine. that is definitely something because it's by Urasawa, not really because of you guys hyping it up. Not any offense to you guys' opinions and stuff, but Urasawa in general won me over for anything that he does because of Monster.
And I've heard
Monster is that good.
From the people that have talked to me about 20th Century Boys, they've said that they personally like it more than Monster.
Okay.
Like
wow.
that it's like there are certain elements that they felt were like Urasawa kind of refined his style a bit with, since Monster.
Yeah.
Because I think it came out after.
Oh, yeah. That's probably one of the worst things going for Monster. If you just Google Monster anime,
oh yeah,
you won't find Monster. It will you'll get confused and you'll be like, anime with monsters in it.
Do you mean Attack on Titan?
Do you mean
Demon
One Punch Man?
Or, yeah, right.
Like that's like the worst kind of name in some ways for Monster. Like Like what would you call Monster in one word?
Yeah,
something else. Like
I mean, you couldn't really. Like well, okay.
Darkness imprisoning.
Yeah. But like when I was writing Battle Lines, originally I had the idea that the name would be Fallen Angel, right?
Yeah.
Like it fits, but if you look up what would someone find if they searched Fallen Angel book? It would never find
thousands of books.
Thousands of, teen,
Johan is
fantasy,
a safe bet.
young adult romance novels. Johan maybe, but that doesn't tell you anything about
Mars
it.
Bar.
God,
Hamiju, you are too good at these. I don't know how you do this. It's the combination of him being like well read, but also like constantly like throwing darts in the wall to see what sticks, It's like us in our theories. We're decently well read.
Yeah.
And we just throw them out there constantly.
And people forget about the 70% or whatever of stuff that doesn't work.
Yeah.
But because we understand why the things that would work,
we eventually end up guessing correctly.
Then we can get very specific with it sometimes. Like a fallen angel. That is, to this day, hands down my favorite OP of Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Hot take. It's
so
my
underrated.
favorite OP as well. Of Attack on Titan.
Action of the other OPs are great, but that one is where it's at.
It's kind of cheating because it's more apropos for where the story is now.
Yes.
So it's like it fits. Like the other ones fit really well for the time when they came out and stuff as well. So yeah.
Oh, Eroded Old Man. By the way, Jacob, how did you come up with the names of the characters in your book? I ask this because because I suck at naming things.
I think they're named that because you also suck at naming things.
Well, yeah,
right?
so
I mean, I love
no,
you. But...
No, totally. One of the tough things with stories, like, I hate Gygaxian names.
Oh,
nothing against Gygax, right?
Right.
But the idea of a name that's like way overly complicated for the sake of being overly complicated, because I grew like one of my big introductions to fiction was Lord of the Rings, right? And Tolkien made freaking languages for everything. So even though the names were very like esoteric and whatnot, they had a rhythm to them. They had a rhyme to the reason for everything because it was part of a language, right? So Theoden and Eomer and Eowyn and all that stuff, like having those similar syllables made sense, right?
But Hamiju cracks knuckles and is like, all right, cracking out the names, let's go.
But for other names, it just sounds like gibberish, right?
Right.
And ideally, you want something that is easy to remember and feels like it can take on the identity of the character.
Right.
And I was like, how do you do that? But you don't want it to be like John, Jude, and I don't know, simple names. So I was like, what if they were named after the planets? And then I tried to work that into the story and stuff, but the actual reasonings for why they're named after the planets didn't end up fully coming through in the actual book.
But yeah. Missed something here. What show you're reacting to right now has exceeded your expectations? Okay. So this is obvious in my opinion, but the show that we're reacting to right now that has exceeded all expectations constantly is JoJo's. And when I say it's easy to say this, it is so freaking really easy because if you think about our expectations, every time we come into a new part, we're like, so, I mean, that last part was pretty crazy. It had a lot of high moments and stuff, but I mean, it's not going to get like that. It's JoJo's, y'all. It's JoJo's. It continually just goes above and beyond. and I like certain parts from previous parts more than like certain things and others and stuff. I love JoJo's all across the board here, but they just keep taking little things across the whole spectrum of JoJo's and upgrading it, and just
I think it's also
so good.
It's also very easy to say JoJo's because right now we're in one of the best parts of JoJo's that we've ever had.
That's true.
Like not the part as a whole, but
Yeah.
like the place of the part that
Yes.
we're in right now is amazing.
One of the recent fights that we had was one of the best fights in JoJo's as
Yeah.
a series,
And it didn't even involve a JoJo.
Yep,
Like
it didn't.
now,
Ugh.
yeah,
Now-
the whole thing with Doppio is so fantastic.
Right. But if we're talking about maybe shows we've reacted to as a whole, this is probably the part where it gets actually a little weird. The ones that surprise us the most with like going beyond expectations are shows that you wouldn't have probably watched us react to for the most part. When I say you, I mean the collective you of Twitch chat, all 150 of you. 150 of you. Wow. For me, it's After the Rain.
Oh yeah,
After the
you
Rain-
really fell in love with that one hard.
After the Rain, I
Yeah.
did not think I would like it that much.
Yeah.
There is an episode that I still don't feel fully connected to who I was back then to understand why I cried, like bawled my eyes out so much from that
Yeah.
episode. But After the Rain just stuck the knife right into the feels point and just was like, sorry, you're gonna what's
Yeah,
the
that was-
line? You're gonna carry that weight?
Yep.
Yep,
Like
yep.
that felt like it was something like Fox and the Hound. Or no, you kept bringing it up. Yeah, comparing it to Fox and the Hound.
Mhm.
Like if Caleb compares something to Fox and the Hound, you know it hit him
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. For me, I don't know, because I feel like I usually can tell if I'm gonna like something or not. Like my favorite,
yeah.
like all my top tier favorite shows were ones where when I heard about it, I was like, I am going to love this.
Right.
Like Black Lagoon, Haruhi, freaking Kill la Kill, like maybe not at when I first heard about Kill la Kill, but when I was like, yeah, Kill la Kill, let's watch it.
So what would
Domestic
be the ones
Girlfriend.
the one where it surprised you the most at how much you ended up liking?
Of the ones we're currently watching.
No, of the whole thing.
Well, yeah, but for first of the ones we're currently watching,
sure.
Doctor Stone.
Dr. Stone,
Because
yeah.
there was the preconceptions I had
Yeah.
about the show
Uh-huh.
and what it ended up delivering on were very different.
I agree.
Were very
Yeah.
different. I was
Mhm.
thinking it would be kind of like a MacGyver sort of like
Sure.
Minecraft, like okay, yeah, let's science things out and it'd be kind of like a puzzle show. And it still is, but the way it communicates that kind of thank you. But the way it communicates that kind of like shonen wonder of the idea of science and that it's just our world, right? That is absolutely incredible to me. I really appreciate that it did that.
Yeah. What would be the one over the course of the run?
I don't
can maybe
know.
help you come up with the one that would be
Like
because
yeah, like going through some of my favorite shows we've reacted to, like A Place Further in the Universe, Monster, Kill la Kill, like Monogatari, like I knew that I was going to love those before we started them.
Right.
Like so maybe
it'd be one of the comedies like Hinamatsuri.
yeah, I mean, well, no, I had a feeling I was going to like
Oh, you
Hinamatsuri.
did?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
but not to that degree. So that is definitely a contender.
Monster. I don't think you knew you were gonna like
Oh
Monster.
no, I
as
knew I
much.
was going to love Monster. Like
Okay.
how
How about
weirdly enough, Devil's a Part-Timer might be pretty high up there.
Oh, that's true.
Because
that's
the thing
true.
is, I was like,
yeah.
okay, this will be kind of like just like a silly fun thing.
Uh-huh.
I could never have predicted Ashia, right? Like,
right. That's
like,
true.
like
yes.
the reason that Devil's a Part-Timer and Hinamatsuri, I would say, are
Yes.
competitors for this is because it's basically Ashia and Anzu.
Yes.
It's the things
the
where it's
surprise side character.
the surprise side character that has so much heart and just wonderful aspects to them. Where it's just every time they're on screen, I get a smile. Like just thinking about the idea that they might be on screen again, I get a smile, right? So, like,
right,
yeah, because it isn't about which show I enjoyed the most. It's about the one that I thought I would like it to a certain amount or in a certain way, and then it's surpassing that. So, yeah.
Oh, what show changed your view on anime the most? Like, what
Kill la
can
Kill.
stories be or tropes?
Kill la Kill.
So
hands down.
I understand why Kill la Kill is a thing. My thing with regards to this question is that there's two shows specifically that kind of do this for me. And the reasons for them are because I had very specific biases towards this genre. And they're both at different ends of the genre.
Mm-hmm.
So, for me, it's My Hero Academia because I thought that simple shonen were just not for me.
Yeah.
And let's be real, My Hero Academia is a simple shonen,
Mm-hmm.
and it just does its what does it mean to be a hero thing
Mm-hmm.
really well. That's it. And yet it just does it. That's it. It changed so much for me just to see that they figured out the pacing problems that I'd come to expect of shonen.
Mm-hmm.
They figured out a very good core dual main character dynamic between All Might and Deku.
Oh yeah, that was great.
And they didn't waste a lot of time with filler. I forgot, like, I didn't know why Bleach had filler. That's maybe a thing that I think is a little bit weird,
Mm-hmm.
is that Bleach as an anime was one where I thought that the reason why they had filler was because the creator was getting tired. What I didn't fully understand was that Bleach was coming out one episode a week every week.
Right. No breaks.
No breaks.
Yeah.
I didn't have a clue about that. So when I realized that, wait, shonen just is chock full of filler.
Mm-hmm.
And now they've stopped doing that for
Right.
the most part because they do seasonal shonen. I'm like, oh,
Yep.
God, that changed everything for me. I just didn't know that.
Yeah. If I hadn't heard that MHA was such like a high execution on simple concept,
Yeah.
then that probably would have been one of the big ones for me.
Yeah. It's primarily because I hated shonen. Like, I actually just hated shonen. I got revulsed at the idea of suddenly getting, tons of backstory. And here I am now reading One Piece and loving it.
Right.
That's a whole potential like alternate universe I don't want to live in. The one where I read the One Piece manga and I'm like,
Yeah.
that would just, I don't even know how that would work. But
Well, and one of the things that I think that might have started is because, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but when we got into Bleach, because you got into it first and then you got me into it, it was post Aizen arc, right? Like post Aizen getting like defeated, wasn't it? Like, so it was like we were watching, and then there were all these filler arcs leading up to that. But because, and I guess week to week would have been worse, but because we were binging it, it still felt incredibly just sort of useless, right?
Yeah.
Of like, why is it here,
Right.
You know.
Yep. So the other one is one that I'm just kind of beating a dead horse here with, and that's JoJo's. Because
Both shonen.
yes, they're both shonen. JoJo's basically told me that there were no rules with how you like decided to tell character stories.
Mm-hmm.
It's one that I don't think it necessarily changed that much, but it basically took tropes. I mean, tropes. JoJo's is chock full of them.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
just like, hey, we're going to do it over and over again. And it's just this guy high on acid drawing manga, basically, just throwing stuff at the wall. And it's just like,
Maybe the Louvre will like this one.
yeah, like that's
Like-
the thing. Someone said it. JoJo is its own genre. Exactly.
Yeah, it really is.
But it's not. It is so aware of when it's coming out, and yet it is so forward thinking that it is defining a lot of anime. Like, this isn't even a thing for me. I don't think JoJo's changed that much for me.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't help but notice how much JoJo's influenced anime. Like,
Oh, sure. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
like it
Right.
started off being so derivative if you think about it.
And yet, right, very derivative. And yet there were a lot of derivative things that probably came out afterwards that were deriving off of that.
Exactly,
Right.
yeah. I think JoJo shifted away from being shonen at some point. I mean, but it, but it's still, but it's not like it totally is. Oh, I don't know. It's just crazy to think how much that one influenced me to break, I would say, a lot of the boundaries I had in my mind about what anime could be.
Yeah. And I feel like that's what Kill la Kill was for me too, because there was a part of me that because I have such a passion for storytelling and wanting to like figure out how to take it into myself so that I can recreate it in my own unique way.
Sure.
Sometimes I would take storytelling way too seriously,
Yeah.
especially in anime. And I feel like my whole Flattest Justice thing actually came from that a lot.
Sure.
Because I was like, I don't have to worry about focus on like, massive McJiggle over here, and I can just see like, hey, what are they going to do with the character? So once I saw the flat-chested character, it's like, thank you, I don't have to worry about with them, right? And with Kill la Kill, it was like, okay, hold on, but like, but this is anime. We're doing animation. This is all Chinese cartoons, right? So
oh God.
so live a little. Like
Oh God. Yeah.
like cut loose. Don't be so high and mighty because you think, oh, they can't do that. This is not as critically acclaimed, or
Yeah.
something like that. And then it's like, no, kill a kill. Let's have crazy fan service and wacky everything and Mako going around, and Gamagori Ira and Satsuki and everybody and skimpy clothing that gives you superpowers.
I watched
right?
a compilation video of Gamaguri Ira like favoring
Mm.
Mako.
Yep, I watched that
That
one
was
too.
one
It's
of my
amazing.
favorite videos. It's good stuff.
And I love the part at the end where it's from the bloopers where it's like the Gamagori. Damn, I want to sex you up. If we tried to have sex, you would explode. One of my favorite memes out there
Oh my
is
God.
the one where it shows
Ugh.
Mako looking up at Gamagori and he's all hulked out, and then it shows the hamster.
train.
No, the hamster,
Oh, the
with
hamster
the banana.
with the banana. Yes.
It's just like, yes, what a wonderful world we live in. And then from there, it went to things like Domenkano, where it's like, yeah, own it. Why not?
Yeah.
Have fun.
Oh my God.
Well, very Majima in a lot of ways.
Hold on, we got a couple things we have to check out here. Ryan H with the 100 bits. Gonna head out. My internet is acting up. Wanted to show the Fruits Basket remake. It has all the feels. Yes,
Thank you. We have
Fruits
heard
Basket remake
many
is
good things.
on the list, like in a
Mhm.
big way, officially now.
Yep.
Young Chess, thank you so much for the follow. Bayhenor with the 100 bits. Flat as Justice is a wonderful piece of body positivity. I love this slogan. Yeah, exactly. More body positivity is great.
Exactly.
Mesker with the fun fact: stands were such a crazy concept at the time, where only key powers were out there. That when Araki tried explaining to his editors, they did not comprehend what he was even saying.
Wow.
God, that just blows my mind. That like, there's a whole video game series that's so ridiculously popular, and they just rip off JoJo's with that.
Yeah, it's
The Persona
Persona.
series.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're just like, yeah, we just shamelessly take stands and we call them personas.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's like,
Which, by the way, as far as the names go,
yeah,
Persona makes so much more sense than Stand. I love Stand,
right,
and it works for the Stand Proud and everything. But like,
Yeah.
if you have the same power, but like what you're gonna name it, I'm really curious how Araki came up with Stand.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying like it can't be good or its own thing.
We've heard
I'm
Persona is fantastic.
Yeah. I'm just saying it's
Well, and
yeah, it's influence.
good
Fine.
artists
That's
copy, great artists steal.
Thank you. Thank you.
And the thing
y'all.
is that what I'm guessing makes Persona good is not the fact that it has the stands, but it understands why it's copying them, right?
Mhm.
Copy, not steal. Because it's something where like you can rip off the shark or the robot or the aliens or
Right.
the whatever, right? And that's not what makes people love the story. It
Yes.
might be the way that the story is marketed, but what makes it really stand out is those other more
Stand.
intangible things, the heart that's put into it.
Definitely. There was a couple of things that we missed back up here, so I'm going to go and check those out. We have watched most of Nichijou, yes.
Yeah.
Or all of it.
Most of our Nichijou experience boils down to basically watching every single clip on YouTube.
Yep.
Because like I've seen like
Mm-hmm.
most of Nichijou, and some of the skits don't land as well. So it's like
I'm gonna-
YouTube just there you go.
I'm just going to rapid fire a couple things here. Yes, Jacob, you have seen Chihaya Furu, right?
Correct. I've
How
not
many
seen
seasons?
the first 2 seasons. I have not seen
Okay.
the third one.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
How do you feel about One Piece? One Piece is one that I'm currently reeling with right now. I will say that the delivery and consumption method of One Piece is enhancing the experience of One Piece.
That actually might be one of the other contenders for the most surprised that I've been with the series.
Really?
Yeah.
You didn't think you would like it?
Well, I thought I would like it, but I didn't think I would like it to the extent that I do. Like, because there's
okay.
because there like okay, I love getting into stories, but I also love getting into the stories for the educational aspect of it, of like, hey, let's look at a slice of history and see what people were watching back then, right?
Uh-huh.
With limits, of course, but I like doing that. So with a lot of older shows, especially if the source material is old and it's getting a newer adaptation, that's one of the reasons JoJo's blows my mind so much, is you can see, like, you kind of have to be like, okay, yeah, it's really good, but it's also a product of its time, kind of, right?
Yeah.
And so I figured that would be a thing for One Piece, right? Even though it's not actually that old, maybe it's like the art style or something, I just figured that would be a thing, even though I would still enjoy it.
Yeah.
I did not expect to enjoy it to the extent that I do, right?
Gotcha.
Like I thought it would be like a good fun show, but like,
ooh,
man,
yeah. Bits from Dr. Women Respecter, 1,000 bits. Thank you so much. You should check out Gleipnir, Jacob. Fan service, dark themes, furries, very strong and hot female character, an overall good time. Congrats on 100k subs. You both deserve it. P.S. Watch Dorohedoro. Yes, I want to watch Dorohedoro for sure. I have heard like a little bit about Gleipnir, but not really know.
I've heard it has a really good yandere character.
Oh,
like
wait a minute,
better Yuno Gasai or alternate Yuno Gasai.
Is this the one with the teddy bear on the front cover or something like that?
No, I think that's Danganronpa.
No, it's something like a teddy bear. It's something like that. I saw Caleb with the Destiny shirts. Gone flawless? No, I was a alpha beta tester of Destiny 1 and a lot of the expansions. Because I was an addict. I'm still salty about that game. Spent over 2,500
Okay,
hours.
Danganronpa has a black and white teddy bear.
Okay, yeah, I'm not talking about that one.
Okay.
This is a question that I feel like I'm hesitating on whether or not to answer it, actually. Centipede Senpai is asking, what shows didn't meet your experience or disappointing in your currently watching or reacting to on YouTube?
Currently watching. That's tough.
Yeah, it's really tough because in some ways it's more like there are going to be like moments or something, but it's never like a...
Yeah.
It's never like a specific... It's never like a specific show, because right now we're watching, I would say, really, really good stuff. Like,
and also really good parts of the really
good parts of the really good stuff. So let's see, what are we going? We got Legend of Galactic Heroes, Date Life High School Boys, Demon Slayer, Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, Monogatari, Space Dandy, JoJo's, Haikyuu. No, not Haikyuu. Wow, my brain always Haikyuu mode. Dr. Stone and Hajime no Ippo.
Yeah. So
okay. The most disappointing thing was the Hajime no Ippo movie.
Yes, I agree.
That's it. Yep. That's really the only disappointing thing that.
But
we're
it had the
watching
OVA
currently.
right after, so it kind of made up for it. You know.
Yeah, that's the thing. I am really connected to the Haikyuu fandom in a way that I am really biased. I really love. But the OVA was so much better than the movie. Yes, you're exactly right. Grasses. Like
worst part of a series you love, Endless 8. So my whole thing on the disappointed and things like that, I feel like the times when we get into the biggest trouble is when we expect certain things of a show.
Right.
And like, so, because usually if we just go into it accepting whatever the show gives us, we can't really be disappointed, right? We might only be able to enjoy it in certain ways rather than others, but that's fine if we don't have a big beef with it, right?
Yeah.
Like, one of the things that, like for instance, with Monogatari, right? I had heard that Monogatari was apparently very fan service heavy, which caused my outlook on it to be shifted a bit with the earlier parts of it until I fully understood why all of those fan servicey kind of things were being done, right?
Yeah.
And maybe and probably in a similar situation with something like Hunter x Hunter, right? But but I feel like it's not something where it's the show as a whole ends up being disappointing, but rather I feel like I end up expecting something to happen or it to go a certain way and it doesn't.
Right, because communication is really hard to do when you have specific stories that people really, really feel passionately about, but they're not really good at communicating it. Like, y'all, this is how we know that we as an anime community are not good at shilling.
Oh.
How many people out there are not watching anime? A lot more people that are watching anime.
Those are rookie numbers. You need to pump those numbers up.
Basically, the better we get at shilling anime, the more people are going to get into anime. And that's just obvious. But I mean, like, really, I have specifically spent the last probably 2 years getting good. Like, get good at shilling anime. And I've gotten a lot of people to now watch a lot of different anime. They have no idea I have a channel or anything like that. These are just random Frisbee people. These are just random, like, friends that I play, like, board games with or something.
I will say, though, even if there isn't the sort of legitimacy aspect of, hey, I do this for a living kind of a thing, the act that we actually talk about anime in depth, full time, does help, I would say, on our shills of, like, hey, this is why it's really good and this is why you might like it, you know? Like, because it's like, wow, you're so succinct with this. Like, do you plan this kind of stuff? It's almost like you, like, do this for a living or something.
Yeah. Caleb's master plan to destroy America, make everyone a weeb. America,
The world.
the world.
Wow.
You think I think in such small terms? Jesus, have you even seen my stupid faction events on Discord? Like, there's no limits to my lack of sanity.
What is on your list for the dictatorial slot? So I have this
Ooh,
issue. This issue where
Jacob, tell me.
I'll come up with something like 2 months before it's time or more.
I'm
waiting. Like before the other show even, like Caleb's show even starts. And then I'll forget what it was. I'll be like, damn it, what was that show? I had the perfect pick. What is it? And then I'll basically spend several weeks trying to remember and be like, okay, there are all these shows. And was it this one? Maybe. No, I don't think it was that one. No. Yes. Wait. No. And yeah. So right now I'm currently in the stage of trying to remember which one it was.
I'll just tell you, I already have like an idea.
Yeah, there's like 4 or 5
yeah,
where
like,
it's like
about 5 things that I think
it was
it's going
one
to
of
be.
these, I'm pretty sure. But yeah,
I picked Daily Lives of High School Boys because I was tired of half blinds getting just blue balled on the polls.
Yep.
Next one's going to be Anohana. I don't even care if you guys know. Like,
yes.
I am so tired of Anohana not winning polls. Like,
yeah.
Like, it's gonna happen.
It's a good one. And it's so short. Like, it's 11 episodes.
Like, Jacob keeps saying, like, oh, that's right, you haven't seen that. And I'm like...
Yeah.
Like triggered, just like...
Like, I showed Anohana to our dad, right? 2 sittings. He finished the whole thing, and he didn't know what to do with himself. He was choked up and just tears and why?
Wow.
Yeah.
We missed a bunch of tags up here. Let's check these out here. Pull out the dice. Oh my gosh, yes. Normally I don't mention any shows here, but I highly recommend Oregaru or called Snafu. Pessimistic MC with a twisted mindset and some great monologues. Also, the banter is awesome. Shinobu/Ononoki VA is one of the girls. Yes, I know about Snafu.
Yep.
Looks pretty interesting. Thank you for the recommendation. Jacob, I remember you being excited about Overlord. Have you seen it?
I heard CGI kind of tactical nuke to the 3rd season.
But see, that's not the story, though.
Well, I've heard that it also had some things with the story, but I don't know much about it as far as details.
Gotcha. Perv saying, basically, I am that way as well, but regarding storytelling, so I just have a book next to me to write it all down.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, we know about Ajin.
Yep. One of the other good 3D shows.
Yeah. 100 bits from Lunar Legend. Were you guys around during that tumultuous time when everyone was convinced that Trump's son was an up-and-coming weeb for like 2 weeks before someone found out that said Twitter account was fake? I have no idea. That's hilarious, though.
Hey,
was it the youngest kid or one of the older ones? That would be funny. Trigger, that's a nice anime company. Yeah. It doesn't win because I don't want to cry again, especially after Clone Wars. Oh, that's right. Clone Wars ended. Oh, that's right. I have to watch that. Oh, okay. Oh, aside of Doki Doki Literature Club, have you ever played or planned to play any other visual novels? In that case, I really recommend VA11, Hall A, and the Zero Escape trilogy. Ooh. I think we've been given, like, either a copy of something from the Zero Escape trilogy or something kind of similar to it.
Isn't Danganronpa also a visual novel?
Yeah.
I forget.
That's one of the most popular ones, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Is Beastars going to be on a poll? Eventually. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If you could recommend one show to anyone starting out on anime that isn't that popular like FMA, what would
we already have the answer. We know what it is together. Let's say it, Jacob. The one that we've already just collectively agreed is the one for there. A place further than the universe.
Now, the one contingency is that if you're someone that is specifically looking for action things, then A Place Further Than the Universe is not for you.
Yep.
But as far as for pretty much anybody,
everyone else,
like being very easy to get into as long as you can read the subtitles.
Yep.
A Place Further Than the Universe is absolutely wonderful. It's just a great show.
Yep.
Like Forbes recognized it, for crying out loud.
Well, that doesn't. That's not even the thing of what makes it good.
Not saying that makes it good, but if even they can realize it, then like.
Right, but let's break down a little bit, because I remember getting some flack for being like, Sorayori is so average. It's just a really good Madhouse anime original. I'm like, okay. I'm gonna tap into something here about why people go to stories. Why people go to stories is primarily for entertainment, right?
Yes,
right,
definitely.
But one of the wonderful things that is kind of assumed in entertainment is that it feels good.
Mm-hmm.
So when people say that something hit you in the feels, it means it made you feel things in a way that you enjoyed.
Right.
Not necessarily in that you were 100% excited about the fact that you were bawling your eyes, heart, and soul out, but that afterwards you were happy you had that emotional experience.
Yep.
A Place for the Universe taps into the very, very specific human thing of, what do I want to do with my life?
Yep.
And when the show gets into that, it does not focus on it through the lenses of just one character, not two characters, but four characters.
Over
in 13 episodes.
Like, okay, one of the other reasons why I would say A Place for the Universe is really good for a starter anime is because one of the preconceptions, there are a lot
posture check.
Thank you. A lot of the preconceptions about anime. One, overly violent, say, right? You know, like super dark, whatever. Fan service, right? It's all tentacle porn. Cool. 3, it's a cartoon, therefore it can't have any depth.
It's only for kids.
Right, it's only for kids, right? This avoids all of those. Right?
All of those things.
It doesn't require any previous associations with anime or anything like that. It will break a lot of those preconceptions because it is a Madhouse Studio original and is incredibly well put together. So you don't you will not get people complaining about like, oh, the characters look weird. What's with all this like spiky hair and whatnot? No. It's just fantastic. The characters are just well written. Like, it's better written than most shows out there, live action or otherwise, right?
Right. And then it's tight. It's a small story, so you can consume it in an afternoon and you're done.
And then left wanting more.
Yes.
Then you can show them.
Mesker, I would save my game, but like my game is so good, I don't need to save it.
Oh my god!
Like, have you seen this hat?
Yeah.
Like, God. Like, have you seen Jacob's like
shirt,
his Usopp impression or heard
That's
it?
right.
It makes all the ladies want to get sniped, if you know what I'm saying.
They all want the nose.
I mean, you knows who wants the nose if you knows what I'm saying. What's your favorite Shaft series? Monogatari, Thrigatsu, Madoka? That's a tough one.
That is really tough.
I don't know, actually. In terms of Shaft, all 3 of those shows are masterpieces.
Monogatari,
in the words of the great Donkey, they're masterpieces. Masterpieces.
I think I gotta say Monogatari. There was something that was happening where me and Caleb were searching around on, I can't remember, it was Crunchyroll or Amazon or something like that, or no, My Anime List, right? And Monogatari's 2nd season came up, right? And it's, super highly rated and everything. And when I think about Monogatari's 2nd season, I was just thinking about
what arcs are in Monogatari's 2nd season.
In Monogatari's 2nd season. And it seemed so unfair to compare all of Monogatari's 2nd season to just any other anime out there, really.
Right, that's
because
true.
of the amount of good stuff in there.
That's
a single arc, like a 3 or 4 episode arc of Monogatari, has better character writing and storytelling and everything than most full one core anime out there that I've seen, right? So like, it's just...
It's really crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
No, Ameju, I never said that the casual normie was actually a rational human being with regards to how they discern anime and what it is. As we've learned, perception does not equal reality. So, yeah, there's that.
Yes, and yeah, Sangatsu Season 2 is pretty good too, definitely. That's actually the biggest reason why I would choose Monogatari rather than Sangatsu. 2nd season is like gold standard, fantastic, amazing. 1st season is also incredibly, incredibly good, but the difference is noticeable, Like 2nd season is just wonderful.
When is going to be the next poll and what shows is going to be on there? We don't talk about what shows are going to be on the polls specifically before they're on, but the next show I think that's ending soon is either Demon Slayer or Kobayashi's Dragon Maid.
Yeah, they're ending right around the same time.
They're ending right around the same time. So there's going to be 2 polls pretty quickly. Are you open to watching a live action series? Yeah, absolutely. As long as it's not Game of Thrones season 8.
Oh, we don't need to talk about that. I know, Jacob, I also love the toothbrush scene. Well, the thing is, you need to get weebs actually interested in dental hygiene somehow. Cute girls and an activity that is good for their health is how you do these things, right?
Here we go.
We've discovered this,
Here we
right?
go.
So
now he's going off.
Weebs aren't brushing their teeth, like dentists are always saying twice a day, and they're not doing it. Well, how do you fix that? good old, well animated, incredibly well directed scene with a cute girl and a toothbrush. You know?
Yeah.
Going into detail of the mechanics of how exactly you should brush your teeth, you know? And there you go. There you go. Well, family helps each other out. What can you say?
Yeah. Are you considering Western cartoons? Yes, this question was answered
definitely.
and asked earlier, but yes,
I, for
absolutely.
one, really want to watch Gravity Falls.
Yes, that's literally the Western cartoon that is the most requested one, other than probably BoJack Horseman / Rick and Morty in kind of the same breath. Those two are not really as recommended, but they are very much up there.
No. So here's the thing: you say that's like saying hentai encourages, motivates weebs to go out and have sex. No. The thing is, these are all activities you can do by yourself. So hentai does encourage you in that sense.
I mean, what's the difference between a tentacle and your right hand? I mean, like it's about as,
you know.
Yeah.
Because
I mean,
weebs also
here,
don't
folks.
like interacting with other people. So, you know, that's how it all falls.
Yeah. Lunar Legend with the 100 bits. Caleb, you shake your head, but both Yawamushi Pedal and Dumbbell are two examples of anime getting people to develop healthier habits. Yawamushi's effects were even recorded for studies. I am not shaking my head at that. I am shaking my head laughing at Jacob's mocking of the idea, because I, just for the last 3 days, have had Onegaimasu da 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 stuck in my head.
Onegaimasu da 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 da. Onegaimasu da 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 da. Yep.
Hey, tied to Jeff. Dumbbell curl. I'm very girl. Saido Chesto.
Yep. Basically.
Oh my god, yeah.
Have you guys seen Premiere? Definitely. I mean,
well, yeah, we've
Solano and Trigger.
I think I've seen Premiere sub, dub, and then
in your own head. Like, yeah.
I think. Well, I was wanting to say, which one did I see twice? I think I saw a version
sub,
twice.
Probably.
I think I saw sub twice. Yeah.
It cannot come out soon enough. Like, I am waiting. Like, this quarantine is crazy. Like, Premiere will make it better, but like, you know, it's what, like May 19th or something, I think, is when it actually gets. I can't remember when it actually gets released in the U.S. And I am waiting. I've been waiting so long.
Yeah, unfortunately, no. There won't be any reaction to the muscle anime.
Nope.
Because I just wanted to see like a couple scenes. Like an episode, and
I mean, I've already seen like half the show. You know,
I wasn't really interested in doing an actual reaction.
It's one of those shows that doesn't work very well as a reaction, but it's a fun one.
We might actually get access to our post office kind of shipping place soon. We'll see. Yeah. There are some changes that are probably going to be happening soon with regards to businesses.
Speaking of delays, Attack on Titan stream when, Jacob? So this Thursday should be the very last Yakuza 0 stream. And then after that, it'll be... Well, okay, Caleb, here's a question.
With what day of the week do I want to leave the house on?
Yeah, so do you want me to do Komi first or Attack on Titan first?
Komi.
Okay, Komi first.
Give me a little bit of warning.
Okay, yeah, because quarantine and Caleb leaving the city for, several hours, it's complicated.
I'm not even going to be memeing here. I'm like actually a little depressed at the moment, just not having Frisbee. I've been strong for a long time now, but it's when you've done something 3 to 5 times a week for like 5 years, and then you suddenly have to go cold turkey on it, like, help. Please, someone. Help.
Yeah.
You boys probably get this question a lot, but have you considered doing double episodes for really long shows? Yes, and we'll never, ever do it again.
We did it once, and
never again. Like, nope. There are so many... Okay, this is something I feel like a lot of people don't really get with regards to how we record things.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to record things at minimum a week in advance so that our editors have ample time to do their thing, right? Now, if we record too far in advance, what ends up happening is we miss key details that do get fed back to us by the mods. I know some people are like, why aren't the mods telling them these things?
They do tell us.
They do tell us, but they have to tell us only once the thing has actually come out, and which means that we don't get to update our information until we get to the point where we're actually recording.
Yep.
So there's points where we're like, yeah, we were wrong.
Hunter, there was legit a point where it's like, oh, yeah, we need to correct this thing. Okay, we've already recorded 5 episodes past what's, like, been released, you know, by the time we figured this out. So it's going to take a while for people to realize that. And then on top of that, there's the idea of having the regularity of one a week and having things break it up does a lot to make you really be looking forward to that next episode when you get it.
I actually want to address the message here really quickly. This is something that I heard that was really, nasty. Was a lot of people sent some nasty messages towards Jacob, but a lot of people thought that when 135 came out that we like hard adjusted to like reactions and stuff because it was such a disconnect in their minds. They did not like episode 134. No, we had recorded episode 135 before 134 was even out on early access.
Yeah, way before. Yeah.
So like that whole combination in some ways of one of our best reactions we've ever done on the channel, in some ways one of the worst reactions we've ever done,
certainly the most negatively responded,
but was recorded probably about 2 days apart completely independent of community feedback. So that's its own thing. And hey, that's a great kind of thing to bring up when VR Ultimate Frisbee is the solution, Caleb. Sure, that's true. Yeah. Have you guys seen the new Made in Abyss and Konosuba movies yet? We have seen the Konosuba movie, but we have not seen the Made in Abyss thing. We don't really... This is the thing.
Movies are tough.
Movies are tough to do actual reactions of because
they're draining.
Well, not only that they're draining, I would say it's not really that. It's more just that there's not really a lot of ease of getting them into with copyright and stuff. Oh. Like, they're almost all going to get copyright striked or claimed or something like that. So it's just... Yeah. There's just all kinds of stuff with that there. The message tragedy was glorious, for it led to the best Discord abomination in all of the factiondom. That's true. The Zeke's baseball team magnum opus had a dedicated part for the message, and it was probably that whole video was the closest I've ever died on camera. Like I nearly had a heart attack from just total just breakdown of mental, like, just hilarity. It was nuts. I mean, you guys even recognize the symbolic importance of Welfin's scenes. The negativity from the audience was a silly overreaction. Well, it's tricky because in some ways, like, the actual, like, symbolic importance is something that's like, well, yeah, it's there, but like we can have preferences for specific things and stuff.
One of my philosophies on storytelling and just life in general is that you can only get as salty as much as you care about something. That's one of the reasons why the Star Wars fandom is so toxic right now, right?
Right.
So in the case of like stories, when I really like a character, when I really like what a story is doing with certain characters, and I have a feeling that I have limited time with those characters, whether because the show is short or because the characters might be moving out of the story for one reason or another fairly soon, then I can get rather stingy with, like, I don't want to share screen time with other characters that I care about less because you have this amazing thing. Just let us spend time with them more.
Right. Yeah. And that's probably the trickiest thing with the Chimera Ant arc in general, was that they had so many characters that they had moving around in the plot that there are times where it's just, no, this is an Ikalgo episode. We're going to have to give, like, an entire thing to Ikalgo. And this is one of the things that I remember looking back on Hunter x Hunter's Chimera Ant arc. I found out this one was what made me kind of go kind of like a lot of people did with the message and stuff, was I found out there's this whole subsection of the Hunter x Hunter community that hates Ikalgo. Like,
I don't get
absolutely hates Ikalgo. And I'm like, wait,
I understand.
Hold up.
I understand feeling like he's unnecessary for the arc, right? Like, I get that. The whole idea of, like, introducing a new character when you already have these amazing characters, and it's like, no, we don't need new ones. We have these great ones. But the stuff that was done with Ikalgo was fantastic. It was a great parallel of what Killua already went through and everything, and
oh man, I'm not meaning like a large group, but like that was one of the things that surprised me the most when going back and rewatching Hunter x Hunter, getting involved a little bit more with the community, seeing what were some of the things that people really grabbed and kind of like really found some really cool meaning in with regards to the Chimera Ant arc. And it was probably a part of the reason why we developed a little bit of this narrative shared between us, where the Chimera Ant arc is really kind of 2 arcs in one. There's a very clear separation for when it's the queen versus the king.
Sure.
And it is very much, in my opinion, 2 kind of different stories for that point there. However, if you still want to look at it as a whole there, that's totally valid, and in some ways probably even more valid by and large, because that's what it is. But yeah. Hating pointless characters like Leol and Cheetu is okay, but hating Ikago and Welfin, no. see, that's the thing. A lot of people have their things that they're gonna like or dislike, and it's okay.
My thing with Welfin is I would have loved to see a whole separate arc for Welfin, where it's separated from like the tense stuff that's going on in the Chimera Ant arc, you know, in the invasion and everything,
right?
And then just see him like maybe after the Chimera Ant arc going about his daily life, doing his Death Note style analysis of should I walk around this corner, you know? Like,
yeah,
love that.
Bring a couple other ants like Colt and the owl guy.
Well,
shoot, what was his name?
Do you mean Dead?
Yeah, just Dead.
Yeah.
Oh man. Do you guys know the manga chapter with White Album and part 5 came out the same week as chapter 1 of One Piece?
Yeah, people told us about that.
Someone mentioned that on Discord. Yeah, that is crazy in terms of timeline. Wow. At least you didn't develop a really jaded opinion of Hunter x Hunter based off of a 3-day binge of the series and overexposure to the toxic side of the fan base like I did. Oh wait, you binged the series in 4 days?
Yep. Yeah,
that doesn't seem physically possible.
Well, and this is one of those things why whenever people say like just watch the series faster, it's like no, you don't get it. Like yeah, it would still be fun to do, but it's so much more fun when you take it 1 episode at a time and then you have it for this long period of time. We've been watching JoJo's for like 3 years already, right? That's fantastic. Much better than 3 years of hiatus, right? Like,
wait, how did you do that, Lunar? Did you sleep?
Not much, probably.
It's called not sleeping and barely eating. Holy
And
wow.
Measuring exactly how much you can cut out for each OP and ED that you skip.
Like, skipping the OP and ED.
You know, you get it down to 21 minutes or whatever, and then you're like, okay,
that gets
21 minutes.
20 minutes, yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, you know what's the other thing? This is maybe just a shonen thing. Hunter x Hunter doesn't do this that badly. But there's a lot of recap in shonen.
Oh,
And you can skip a lot of recap.
Well, and I think that one of the reasons why is because it was remade. Because there's the 1999 version. I haven't seen that, but I've heard it's it's way longer as far as like amount. Like, what was it? There was like a fight with Hisoka and I can't remember who. That was supposed to, that in the 2011 it was like one scene. It was like 4 minutes or something, but it was like 3 or 4 episodes in the 99 version.
Oh wow. Oh no, Wax Casual. That breaks my heart. A reactor recently quit Hunter x Hunter halfway through the Chimera Ant arc due to the toxicity of the fan base.
I'm not surprised.
Okay. Like, I will say though, this is something that I remember feeling like I feel like sometimes I need to not browse Twitter. This is something that just I'm going on a little bit of a rant.
That's a general good rule for life.
The alcohol in general, I think, is starting to get to me just a little bit. But I wanted to go on a gatekeeping rant with anime. Because I have found so much joy in shilling anime to people that have never, ever watched anime. And I mean people that you would never get into anime. I've gotten grandmas into anime. I've gotten freaking like random like boomers into anime. I've gotten like all kinds of ages and backgrounds and demographics and all that into anime just by chatting about them. But no, see, this is the thing. I don't tell them I'm talking about an anime. I just start talking about a story.
Right.
And they're like, oh my God.
This sounds amazing.
This sounds so good. And they're like, where do I watch it? Because everyone knows nowadays you have to find your stupid streaming service to watch it. I'm like, oh, no, it's on Netflix. And they're like, oh, well, sweet. What's it called? This. They don't even know it's an anime. They just go and watch it and come back. And there's not even the slightest bit of thing of them even mentioning. They're like, I watched it. Dude, that was really good. Mind blown. Nowadays, y'all, anime is almost at that point where you don't even have to tell people, by the way, it's an anime.
Which is, again, is why we love
it's a good
things
story.
Which is why we love things like A Place Within the Universe so much, because you don't need to like, what's the word for like saying like conditional or like
keep going on that.
But you basically don't need to put anything in there as like provided this or whatever. You know, you don't need to put any exceptions or clauses or asterisks on it. It's just, this is a great story, go watch it. Like that is an incredibly powerful thing.
Oh yeah, there's totally a prejudice against animated stuff. Just move on then.
Yeah.
I feel like one of the reasons why we become gatekeepers of anime, and I'm gonna get dumb big brain here for a second, because this is not real big brain. This is just Caleb being dumb and trying to pretend it's big brain. I think the reason why we gatekeep anime is because we're salty about how many times we have. I'm getting really specific here. I'm gonna point at some people here. We get really salty that we tried to get that person into anime. 4 years later, they get into anime.
Yeah.
And they're like, look at this show I found. And it's like...
Yep. Yeah.
I was trying to get you into this years ago, and now you're like, yeah, I just found this myself. Oh, yeah. And you're like, don't get salty. That's okay. We all need to take our time and take a breather and just go... People will get into anime. Anime is so good right now. Like I almost want to like get on like a podium here. Anime is so good right now that we don't need to shill anime anymore.
I know, right?
Like
Elon does it for us. But like people complain about isekai and everything and all that stuff, and like how there's just way too many isekai or things like that. Sure, but you know, there's always something where there's way too much of it. Harem in the early 2000s, or you know, I don't know, mecha and stuff way back when. But anime that's coming out is ridiculously good. It's ridiculously good.
Anime is so good right now. Like, let's be real here, that we're getting salty. Like, this is the anime community as a whole I'm talking to. And I mean, like, this more than 10% of the anime community. We are such in a good place of anime right now that we're mad at how popular MHA and Demon Slayer are.
Oh.
Like, shots fired, but I mean, like let's take a hard look at ourselves and realize that we are such, in some ways, have our heads up our own asses at points that people will be, like, upset that MHA and Demon Slayer are so popular, when it's like, you realize in 3 years, all those people that got into anime because of MHA and Demon Slayer are going to be raving about, like, critical acclaimed darlings from the 90s and the, like, maybe even, like...
Or even, you know, in the Frankses, you know? Like, but, like, okay, so when we started the channel, right? That was what, 2016, right? My anime journey didn't really start until 2013 because it was Attack on Titan, right? So that wasn't a lot of time. And since then, let's say we made it so that our true anime journey was kind of starting with the channel, right? Because, you know, or at least for you, you know, you didn't watch like too many ridiculous numbers of anime before
I probably
then, right?
watched 12 anime before the channel. Yeah. That's probably about right, yeah. And there were really popular ones like Code Geass and
right. You had a much more like strict vetting process where it was like
really popular stuff.
But
Steins Gate.
That doesn't take a lot of time, right? Like that moment where you have that, you know, the awakening where you're like, anime is amazing, and then you just start consuming them everywhere, right?
Right.
You can very quickly get to a lot of the really good stuff. If the first one is SAO, who cares, right? Like, yeah. People are always like that when something they don't like themselves is popular. I'm going to go even a little bit further here because this is something that I kind of had to check myself on a little bit. Oh, yeah? I really, really liked certain aspects of Code Geass way back in the day. Code Geass is probably one of the anime that over the course of time, because I watched it so early on when I watched anime, I've probably changed my opinion about Code Geass more than any other anime that I've watched. Oh, yeah, because you used to think it was just the absolute best thing ever. I thought it was literally the best anime I've ever watched. And it is good. Ever. It's really good.
But as my tastes have changed and I've grown up and I've just watched more anime, I really don't like about 30% of Code Geass. Like, I just don't like it. I will skip probably about 30% of the episodes of Code Geass nowadays. I love certain things with Code Geass. I think still Code Geass's ending, its actual ending, ending is so good. So good. I feel like also in terms of like that middle beginning point, there are some really good moments where you realize, oh, wait a minute. Is this an anime original? Yes. Is this also so ridiculously fast-paced that the only pacing issues we really have are that they're not really explaining why they're moving so fast with certain things in season 2?
Sure.
Or that it just kind of slows down a little bit in season 1 with this high school stuff.
Right. Like,
Code Geass kind of nailed pacing as far as like general,
especially for the first season,
anime goes.
Especially for the first season. Like I remember because the first 2 episodes I watched and I was like, oh, okay, that's nice. And then Caleb watched more and he was like, watch it.
Yep.
And then I got up to episode 14 of season 1, which I believe is the Shirley episode. It's the episode where Shirley's arc is resolved, right? And that episode, I was like, this is fantastic, right? It's something where they took the generic aspects of her character and then tied them in a very relevant way to the main character and the overall themes of the story, and did this wonderful beautiful bow on top resolution. Like, I had to actually applaud my laptop, like actually start clapping, because I was like, this is wonderful. I don't know what I'm seeing here, but I feel honored that I was able to partake in this, right?
Well, resolved, huh?
Well, yeah, and that's why
he also doesn't like the second season for a lot of reasons.
Really don't like. Yeah. Well, again, what I said about salt. You can only get as salty about something as you loved the thing, right?
Yep.
And because it's not even when something doesn't do what you want. It's when it feels like they are actively kind of, well, like the Star Wars fandom, when it's kind of like taking a dump on the thing that was so good, right?
Yeah. Yes. Why are you buying clothes at the soup store? Yes, exactly. The chess match and the accidental genocide. So I think the chess match you're talking about is when Schneisel and Lelouch are having their chess match, and then Schneisel makes an illegal move by moving his king next to Lelouch's, and then Lelouch moves. Sorry, Zero.
Yes.
Zero moves his piece, his king, away.
Yeah.
That was a moment where I kind of laughed in my, that's not how chess works. But I actually did like that scene. But the big, the accidental genocide, that moment was probably my eclipse for the beginning of my anime.
Yeah.
Anime, watching.
And it's so
journey.
funny too, because like in the moment it is one of the best things ever, right? And yet when you look back on it, like, why would Lelouch have ever said that, even in casual passing, right? Like, he just wouldn't have said that. It's such a, like, it can be, from a certain point of view, it is one of the most contrived things to have ever happened in Code Geass, right?
Sure.
But it totally worked, right?
Yeah.
It totally worked.
Erase Your Head, thank you so much for the Twitch Prime sub. Thank you.
Oh, also, Mesker1, the reason why I would say it is different, I don't mean hate, I mean salt.
Yes.
Hate is different, right? People hate Frozen because it's popular to hate on Frozen or whatever, right? Salt is where, in real salt, where it's like, not just...
You can't swallow because it's too pungent of a smell or flavor.
Yep, exactly. That's where you were, this is delicious, and then suddenly, nope, I'm about to vomit.
Thank you for the posture check. Thank you. I was starting to slouch. Yep, appreciate it. I like these new things there, which, by the way, y'all, we do have new berries rewards in the actual thing there. So check those out if you have like a ton saved. We updated our channel points reward, so there's a lot of new things in there. So check those out. Is a great Diabolus Ex Machina and kind of forced, but it allows great consequences. I will say that in general, if you're going to break your plot or your characters, have the actual story change in a way where you then force those characters to react in a strong way, where the writing can lend to moments where they showcase, who they are.
Because the important thing about something like recently I watched the first Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find the movie, right? I know it's not anime. Right?
No, but I know what you're gonna say.
But so there were certain things that first movie did that were pretty good. There were other aspects of it where I'm like, okay, this is kind of a cash grab and unnecessary, right? But at the end, you have this troubled teen, right? Who's on his my inner monster is being unleashed kind of a thing because I have had a horrible upbringing and whatnot, right? And he's being talked down from the ledge, and it's working, right? And it's working. And then suddenly the people come in that are supposed to stop the inner monsters from getting out, and it's like, no, don't do it. And then they just gun barrage, just shooting, just blow him to pieces, right?
Yeah.
Shoot him down, this kid, right? Now, that's not a problem that happened. That is a great potential move for the story. It definitely leaves a bit of something in the air, shall we say. But my biggest problem with it is that after that, what did the main character do in response to that? Nothing. They didn't even acknowledge that it had happened. The person who, up until this entire point in the movie, was this unbelievably, caring, person, suddenly it's just like, oh, this troubled young teenager just got shot to death right in front of me while I was talking them down from a ledge? Oh, did that happen? I forgot. I didn't notice. Oh, okay, whatever. And then they just throw in a little tease that, maybe they're still alive.
Don't watch the second one.
It's just...
I'll just say, don't watch the second one. It's so bad. Ugh. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Kid Reed, Cozy Reg, and Buggy Ninja, thank you so much for the follows. And Sagacious Last with the tier 1 sub for 13 months. May the 4th be with you and also with you.
Yes.
Yes. I will clink to that. Yes. Now tip your glasses up. Nothing will be wrong. I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you so much for the kind message. Shoot. Your message just went up through the top there. Humpiko, thank you so much for the kind message. Thank you.
Yeah.
90s Berserk soundtrack is amazing. Yes, it is. Revenge of the Fifth, I mean...
Yes,
but
definitely.
If you remember it, then it was expected. And the best kind of revenge, that is unexpected. So, don't spoil everyone.
There was a point where I was trying to get a D&D stream going. It was Star Wars themed, but basically a D&D stream going. And the tentative name for it was going to be Revenge of the Crit.
But he's like, we're going to have exploding dice only on natural 20s.
Exactly.
That would be actually a really cool way to do things.
Ooh, hey, will you guys do an overall Monogatari podcast after you finish all of it?
Yeah.
So, I mean, yes, but also that's kind of a tough question to ask because Monogatari...
Maybe not over the entire show.
Maybe not over the entire show is the thing, because Monogatari can be segmented into the different constituent parts so well,
Thanks for the hydrate
because
there.
Thank you. Because it's written so well that
emote only chat, boom. It has been called there.
I have spoken.
I have spoken indeed.
But it's something where
another gaze. Oh shoot, here we go.
Oh boy.
So you guys have to figure out a way to ask us questions with only emotes.
Oh man.
Don't worry, this isn't gonna be forever.
It's only gonna be for a little bit.
But
yeah, so with the Monogatari thing, I feel like it's something where doing one podcast over the entire show would almost be really tough because there's so much in that show and it's all so different.
For sure. Not like this, Jacob Hughes and stuff like that. No, that's the Spanish Inquisition, Jacob, for sure. Yes, we're going to watch Kaguya Love is War Season 2 eventually.
I mean, I don't think it'll have too much issue winning a poll. Let's be real.
Actually, let's take advantage of this emote chat mode. Y'all, I need you to do something here really quick. So right now there are Twitch achievements. This is something where we're just going to game this whole thing here. There are Twitch achievements that specifically require you to have a certain number of messages in a certain amount of time. Oh, another hydrate message. Thank you so much.
Yep.
So, give me all your emotes. One at a time, every message, go. Let's see if we can get this broken as much as possible, as fast as possible. So, only one
another
emote,
hydrate.
and then just go absolutely ham. There is an achievement that unlocks certain Twitch basically rewards and stuff if we get a certain number of messages in a certain amount of time.
All right, so let's see what we got.
But let's actually go it out here. But don't worry, emote mode's almost over already.
Yep.
I like seeing like, you know, emotes and stuff from other Twitch streamers and stuff like that, where it's like,
another hydrate.
Okay. Oh, another hydrate. Oh my god. I'm just gonna have to piss here. Don't try to talk.
Jesus, Caleb, stay focused.
There. I love the tentacles, Dr. Women Respecter, for sure.
Tentacle powers are OP. Okay, now that I think about it, though, I was thinking about that, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Tentacle powers, the reason they exist is to basically provide a limiter on the manipulation of the world around them. Because if you have something like telekinesis or whatever, that's why, like in X-Men, right? Magneto existed because he was a god as far as metal was concerned, but he couldn't manipulate other things. Jean Grey could manipulate anything, and they needed to kill her off, right? That was just a problem, right?
Right.
So you have tentacles, so that way you have a limited aspect of how many things you can manipulate, but also a limit on to what degree you can manipulate them. You can't manipulate them at the molecular level, right? You have a specific thing so you can grab them, throw them around, whatever, right?
Right.
And that's basically what it is.
All right, emote mode is off. There we go.
All right, boom.
That was fun. What do you guys think of Endeavor's most recent arc? Oh, it's a lot of fun. It's
delicious.
It's a lot of fun.
That's hot.
I feel like I was kind of on the pulse of things with regards to Endeavor once they started showing All Might post, you know, one for all kind of symbol of peace mode. So, there's that. What do you mean the end of Monogatari? We're gonna have to watch the reactions in chronological order.
Straight up, that Monogatari is one of the few shows where I would actually say that could work. Like, not that we're going to do that, right? But because
react to the Monogatari reactions.
No, not reacting to reactions, because that would be a different thing. But like, just because the show has so much in it, rewatch value is ridiculous, right? So going back and being like, oh, that thing that I didn't quite understand at first, like for instance, me with Araragi, I didn't understand the idea that he was actually that depressed, right? I was just like, okay, he's more of a loner, you know, he's an introvert, whatever, you know. And then it's like, no, he's actually really not doing well, and it's not just because he was a vampire. That was a parallel thing, not an instead of thing.
Okay, yeah. Frizz Froz, it feels great to hit 100K. It feels kind of like in some ways we're actually doing this for the first time. Imposter syndrome is very much a thing, and reaction channels don't tend to get really much, if any, kind of respect or what have you, because we don't really have the greatest rep when it comes to things there. Like, here's me reacting to, you know, the trailer for the next season of Game of Thrones. Here's me reacting to the most emotional moment of FMAB.
So,
see, the difference is really subtle, but the main thing that you can tell is that I happened to tilt my eyes and rotate them a specific way once Mustang did that snap. Like, when he did that snap, I really blinked, like, hard for a second there.
So, I saw a reaction channel. I don't remember even what it was called or anything, right? They did a lot of shonen stuff. But I noticed that they did a reaction to all the Bleach OPs. So the only reason to react to them is if you haven't seen them before, unless you're doing a nostalgia trip. A nostalgia trip, I totally get that, right? But I'm guessing they hadn't seen them before. There was nothing on their channel about Bleach. So you're reacting to OPs when you don't know the characters, you don't know the story, you don't know any of that.
That in some ways it's basically like a super trailer though.
Sure.
I kind of get that a little bit more, but I feel like I'm not trying to shit on reaction channels. I'm just trying to say that we can do better. I'm trying to say that in general, if you're going to react to something, go react to it. There was so many people that I remember messaging us early on in our thing there. We did not think we were doing anything crazy, and they were like, hey, I'm thinking of starting a reaction channel. spoiler alert, they started reaction channels, and you guys probably watch them at this point.
Mhm.
It's just like, yeah, they went and did it. And in fact, there's a bunch of people have been like, I don't know if I should. I'm like,
Or I don't know how to do it.
I
It's
don't
like,
know how to do it. Yeah.
go watch our first videos. I don't recommend anyone go watch
Don't
our
do
first
that.
videos.
Don't do that.
But if you're wanting to start a channel and you think like you have to get ready to do it
No,
properly,
just go and do it.
just
and
go
have
and do it.
fun.
like
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think in some ways that's probably like, there's a lot of people where it's like, okay, yeah, it requires a lot of consistent effort, but it's not in respects to the kind of the people that hate on reaction channels are kind of right in that it's not that hard to start.
right.
But
Like-
if you're going to do it, just do it. I don't know.
And by the
I
way,
don't know.
like one of the things that people usually talk about us with is the discussion, right? And there was a very large aspect of that started before the channel, right? We loved talking about stories and movies and shows and things like that, and
Yeah.
we would do that on our own time a ton, right? But we have gotten a lot better at that over the course of the channel because we do it for a living now. We are forced to do it for a long time, right? As far as out of our week goes, right?
Yeah.
So naturally we'll get better at it because we've been doing it a lot. So don't expect that, if you go to do something and you want to emulate the way one person does it or one channel does it, that you'll be doing it the way they do it now when you start out, because they weren't the way they are now when they started
Right.
out.
Yeah. The simplest answer, Centipede Senpai, is that there won't actually be any real changes to the channel that you'll really notice. But if anything, there are things that are being worked on and that have been being worked on for a long time that we can't talk about. It's just happening in the background. And when they happen, it'll be like, oh, all of a sudden, that's different.
Yeah.
But they're not really planned differently or planned to happen just because we hit 100,000 subs. If anything, it's just going to be the same consistency, getting the same stuff day in, day out. And yeah.
Won't you guys get the YouTube partnership thing with 100,000? Yeah, that's a... yeah. In case you haven't
YouTube.
realized, we have not YouTube partnered yet, and we're at 100,000 subs. Seems kind of weird, but yeah.
But yeah. Thank goodness for Patreon, though. Am I right?
Yeah,
Y'all are
yeah, for
amazing.
real.
Y'all are amazing.
Start a reacting to reactors series where you have long discussions giving feedback, what they did right, how they can improve, etc. Oh god. Like, there's a part of me that's like, yes, but then at the same time, no.
Because then people might end up hating you if you ever critique someone that they're super, in love with.
Well, or just as another angle, one of the worst things ever is when someone tells you you're enjoying this thing wrong.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
and I totally get where some of that comes from, because it's
Right.
like, hey, there might be something you're missing. I want to help you enjoy this more, right? But
Yeah.
like, there was a point when someone said like, what's one of your favorite shows? And I was like, or like, you don't seem to be liking Monogatari that much. And I was like, no, I loved Monogatari, not for the same reasons necessarily that I love Monogatari now, right? And they were
Oh.
like, you don't seem to like it that much. And it's like, what do you like?
Right.
What can I do with that? Not much.
Oh, actually, you guys talking about that made me realize a whole subgenre of YouTube, which is ridiculously popular, more so in the last, I would say, 3 years or so than a while now, is there's a new type of reaction channel that's kind of gotten a different name for it. And it's the, I would just call it the drama channels.
Oh.
I react to things happening in a space of the real world, and I give commentary on it. And a lot of them are really good.
Mm-hmm.
But I just realized just now, oh my god, those are all reaction channons.
Yeah. Well,
oh my god, that's
what sports commentating is. Like,
oh yeah,
like,
yeah. Huh. That's something I didn't even know. Wow, that's kind of crazy. Do it for April Fools as a collab with a reaction channel that they can react to your reaction to their reaction. No.
As the great Prosody said, pretty good. What do you mean pretty good?
Yes.
Well, why aren't they using fire magic? Don't they know these enemies are weak against fire magic?
Oh, the 8 out of 10 on Hunter x Hunter I don't think was even after we had finished it. I think the 8 out of 10 was something made when we were in
oh god, yeah,
Heaven's Arena.
Well,
wait,
also,
don't even look at our Mal. It's so out of date and everything.
We unlinked it from the channel and just linked the fan done Annie list now, because quite frankly, numerical things for shows it's just not a good way of doing it, because that's taking something that should be an emotional thing and trying to turn it into a numerical thing.
Yeah.
Don't do it,
Yeah,
right?
it's
The
not
only
worth it.
reason you should have that is for things that you really hate, or for like, this is my favorite thing ever of all time.
Oh, Rip City 19 wanted to thank you guys again for the Steam code. Went ahead and bought Dark Souls 3 with it because I'm a masochist.
Hey,
I'm so glad you got something that you could spend the $25 for that you're like
Yeah.
actually excited for. That's awesome. Have fun with Dark Souls. That's legit. Oh man. Oh, that's awesome. That's good to hear. Thank you. I'm glad you passed that along. Hold on, there are a couple things that we missed up here. Any tips on building up concise commentary during a reaction beyond the standard practice makes perfect thing? Okay, so I would say that there's two types of current reaction channel discussion that's going on right now. There's the recap.
Sure.
The recap is basically I am going to surmise the things that happened, and then I'm going to give little bits of commentary on the things that happened.
And like what you liked and stuff.
Oh, yeah. The commentary could be anything,
Right,
but basically recap. I would say recap is a great like starting bit there if you want to have a concise, limited form of commentary. I don't think it's fake discussion though, Mesker. I think that this is really important because what you're doing, this is why you do this as a solo reactor. Y'all, this is something that Jacob and I don't have to worry about.
Yep.
But how much more do you think I would forget if Jacob wasn't here?
Right, or me if Caleb wasn't here. Like it's a two-pronged approach.
Right.
Yeah.
It is basically reinforcing to the audience that, hey, I caught on to these things. And not only that, it's that these things are specifically ones that stood out to me for reasons that I will explain in my commentary.
Also, one of the reasons why the recap style works really well is because when you're watching the episode, you might see something and you're like, oh, that stood out to me. I really like it for these reasons or whatever.
Yep.
But you have to keep watching the episode so you don't think about it too much. And it can be easy to forget that when it comes to the discussion. And you don't want there to be long pauses where you try and remember things. So instead, you go in a recap through the episode, bring up all the things, and then when something comes up that triggers that memory of like, oh, that's right, I really liked it because of this thing, then you can go and explore it.
Yes, Mesker's right. Tiabu does this literally with almost like everything he reacts to that I'm actually able to watch him react to, because he is going through Sorayori right now, is that you can basically go and look through the episode manually. Now, I will say that in terms of algorithm, this is not the right way to do things, because you are going to spend way more time actually kind of building the discussion rather than actually having the discussion. The best way, in my opinion, is to acknowledge to people, especially if you're a solo reactor, acknowledge that you're not going to discuss everything every single time.
Sure.
Take two things that you really liked about the episode that you're emotionally high on as you end the episode. Spend 5 to 10 minutes just talking about those things. If you don't have 5 to 10 minutes of talking about them, just end the video. And that's it. Most people will be really, really enjoyable with those bits there. Because in some ways, it's really tough to do discussion if you're only one person.
Yeah.
So,
and the note-taking thing, that works a lot differently, whether it's in a big group of people that are taking notes versus, like, in one of them's taking notes or something like that, versus one person reacting. Because, then if you're taking notes, you're not paying as much attention to what you're seeing.
Yep.
But if you've got, like, 4 people or something like that, if one person's taking notes, not that big of a deal.
Yep.
Yeah, blind wave.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
You already forget a lot, so exactly. Yeah. I can think of several examples of one bro going, remember? And then the other one, no, the other thing. And then the other one goes, oh, wait, yes, that's very much a thing.
Like,
hey, Ghost Kid.
When it comes right down to it, what we do is basically improv. Like it's basically just, hey, have a scene, you get an impetus that, a catalyst that is the episode, right? And then you basically riff on that together, and then one person brings up one thing, and then you bounce off of each other, and it takes on this life of its own. That's why we can have those 2-hour Grisha backstory discussions, right? It's because it's not just one person.
I would say in some ways our notes are basically like every DM's notes. They're ultimately disappointing.
Well, they're actually blank, and you just don't let anyone know.
Shh, Jacob, you're giving away all my DM secrets. Dang it. Luna's saying, I've tried to talk about my thoughts of video before, and I couldn't get beyond 30 seconds without stuttering really badly. Trying to think of more to say. When I react on Discord, I'm a lot more emotive and concise. It's annoying.
Yep.
So
that's why the recap style works really well. It's something where you can then just add that extra stuff in as you think of it.
In some ways, if you end up doing this yourself, you'll realize how rudimentary a lot of our discussions kind of are. A lot of it is basically making sure that we have kind of a way to ping the ball, so to speak, back and forth.
Right. Because, like, and this is one of the reasons that probably has contributed to a lot of the imposter syndrome for me, is that what I do, it's not to try and, it's not to try and bring more value to you guys, right? That, like, I do want that to happen, right? But the reason that I do this in the first place is so that I can better enjoy the story, right?
Yep.
So that I can think about it more, so that I can have that episode live on beyond the 24 minutes, right?
Oh my God, that's a great way to put it.
That can be something that takes life inside my own mind, right? So that I'm constantly thinking about it and stewing over it, right? And the discussion, because I'm an external processor, is the way that I keep that going, because eventually I'll get to a point where I can't get any further, really. I just end up kind of spinning my wheels, and then when I have someone else to talk to that also is excited about the thing, then we can take it to further areas that I never would have been able to get to on my own.
Right. Someone was mentioning that Tibu does that where he just stops and thinks. What do you think one of us is doing when the other person is talking?
Yeah.
That's literally what we have to do.
We're certainly not listening to the other person. No. I'm sorry, that was terrible.
Ouch.
No.
Shots
I was
fired.
needing that from me too.
Yeah, whatever. All right. Having two people really makes you more confident, as you don't have to take all the burden onto yourself. That's true.
Exactly.
That's true, yeah.
Like in improv, like I took some improv classes, right? And one of the basic things is one, just
out of hard alcohol, Jacob. Oh no.
Well, if you need a refill, I can get you some. I've got the bottle down here, but it's basically intent listening, and in our situation, that's both to the show and to each other, right?
Right.
So that way, when someone, because Caleb will have a different perspective on something than I do, right? And if he has some different perspective on, say, I don't know, Suruga, right?
Yeah.
From Monogatari, right?
Yeah.
That can help me think about things in a different way. And then it's like, oh, that's right. If we're
now
thinking
you have a whole
about
new
it,
topic to talk about.
yeah, we've got a whole new topic to talk about. And if it's from this perspective, then that means there's these other things that follows. And then maybe those things give him inspiration for something, and it can just, it can just keep going.
Yeah, and it's not a perfect system. Like, in some ways, everyone's going to prefer something differently. So this is part of the point of where, if you're excited about the anime, in this case, if we're talking anime reactions, just talk about it. Most people, myself included, are not that legible, so to speak, when we're excitedly talking about the anime.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
I will say that as a mental health exercise, this channel has helped me be more confident.
Same.
So much more, because it is not about whether or not I sound actually intelligent or even the remotest bit like sophisticated or whatever. I just kind of, and then it just gets better. So yeah.
Like that was one of the coolest things in the theater, like when I would be watching movies in the theater where it's all dark and everything, I would pretty much do a lot of the stuff that you would see in like the My Hero Academia Attack on Titan reactions, right? I would freak out. I would do all this stuff because it's dark. The people that are around me aren't paying attention to me really. And I would just be able to just freak out about what I was seeing if I really liked it.
Right.
And that was it, right?
Yeah.
But now here it's like, no. People actually like it when you do that, because this is the closest equivalent us weebs can get on a regular, schedule to actually watch something with somebody, right? Because that can be hard to do. A lot of people don't like anime, right? So that thing suddenly becomes a positive. People like it when you experience it on the outside, not just on the inside, right?
Wait, I just realized they're not that drunk. It's a clickbait.
Hey, we handle our alcohol pretty well.
I think if anything, I'm just a little tipsy, but
I'm a little tipsy, yeah.
Not really. Like what we have,
I mean,
like
we can
the
fix
equivalent
that.
of like 8 drinks.
Yeah, just 8 drinks. It's no big deal.
Drinks.
Yeah,
that's the other thing. We're tall, so that
we're very
helps.
Tall. Yeah.
What is language? I have no idea.
We are big boys. Yeah.
It be dumb like that.
Do you want me to give you a refill?
Sure. Okay. There you go. That's good. I don't need a lot. People who are only a little tipsy don't say a little like this. Hey, you don't know me.
Really? I couldn't tell you were tipsy.
How tall are you guys? Jacob's 6'4" and I'm 6'2".
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Jacob is Zorro with how he handles his alcohol. Sure. Just notice Jacob's beard has red to it.
Yep.
Yeah.
My best friend used to call me Gingerbeard.
Yeah.
What's the alcohol percentage? Currently 40.
Yes. It's brandy.
Yeah, cognac. Yeah.
Cognac.
The previous stuff was less than that, shall we say, but a lot more in quantity.
For me, reactors really need to be able to bring something new to the thing being reacted, rather than just rephrasing what was already communicated. So, if we're going to talk YouTube with that, that is why you are seeing all the filmmaker reacts to, doctor reacts to, lawyer reacts to.
Yep.
Like, all that stuff out there is because people are now a little bit tired of the reaction thing. Spoiler alert, they're actually really not, because it's just that they want a little bit more variety.
Yep, exactly.
So, yeah, actually, in some ways, some of the coolest reactions I've seen are from people where it's like, they don't talk at all about the story. They just talk about the camera work.
Sure.
I remember watching a reaction to, I don't remember what it was, but they were talking specifically about the camera work in trailers. And I was like, ooh. I'm like, ooh. Is that why they do that? That's legit. Okay. Yeah. Uh-huh. All right. And that kind of stuff, it's like, yeah. I want to learn little bits of info and stuff.
It's a new take. Like, Lunar, you were saying that, like, if you were to react to stuff, you're pretty sure you would just talk more about the production side of things. That's great.
Then do it.
That might be a flavor that people like. You know?
Yeah.
People like the flavor of us with the crackpot theories and things like that and whatnot, right? Everyone has their own style.
Like, what would we be called if we were trying to, like, come up with a profession? We'd be like,
story analysts.
No, I mean like an actual profession.
I don't know. Like, well, okay, no, it would be
fanfic writers,
internet personalities.
No. That's cringe.
Okay,
fan fiction writers, because that's actually what we are.
Kind of, yeah.
Fan fiction writers react to anime. That actually, there's some views potentially there.
No, but like, okay.
No. Lunar would be the professional weeb.
Yeah, exactly.
We give that one to Lunar over here. Lunar's got like, hundreds of anime.
But like when we came up with when we started doing the channel, right? And we were like, okay, what do we want to like figure out for like certain aspects of it? Like, what do we keep as a focus? There was the consistency. We wanted the content to not run out,
So we reacted to anime.
Right, reacted to anime. That's something where we won't run out of anime to watch, right?
Right.
And then unique, where we can't have someone that will just replace us, right? And the way that happens is because they won't have the same take on it that we do, right? In the same way that, if one of you starts a reaction channel, you'll have a different take on it than us. And that's good, and if people like that, then they'll stick around.
Dude, Shiden, every author is a fan fiction writer.
Yeah, except at that point, it's just they're
a published fan fiction writer.
Exactly. That's Star Wars, by the way.
Oh, that's a good point.
Like, all of Star Wars. By the way, the reason I love Star Wars, because I know a lot of people think it's overrated, the reason I love Star Wars is because of the fan fiction, not because of the actual movies.
Yep.
It's all the stuff that spawned around it, right?
Someone literally asked this question in chat, and I completely forgot until now that they asked it. Someone said, explain why Star Wars is so hype. Yeah, what's the reason behind it? And I'll just tell you, it's the community. It is literally the community and the stuff that has spawned because of the community. Star Wars is not that crazy when it comes down to it.
It was a big deal and it changed a lot of things when it came out. But as far as now, does it have as much relevancy? No, it's mostly nostalgia. But the things, the tenets that made it good in the first place can be stuck to. Haven't really been recently, but if you do that, you still just got great storytelling. And the universe is so big and so consistent within itself that you can just lose yourself in there.
Right. Extended universe is just a production of the community.
Exactly.
Yes, but usually in general, the worst thing about the fandom you're considering is the community. It's usually just a mixed bag there. So that
it's positive and a negative.
Yeah. Fun fact: the Dr. Stone author used to draw hentai.
Well,
didn't
a
most
lot of
artists actually used to,
Yeah,
quote unquote,
like-
used to?
Uh-huh,
No, it's
right,
more
right.
like, no, my alter ego name,
Yeah.
Swak Dick, like Big Dickus 69. Actually,
Surprise! You're gonna find out like 10 years from now that I actually developed a passion for hentai and started drawing it in my free time, and I've been doing it under an alias this entire time. And then eventually it'll be like, what? This person and Jacob from Semblance of Sanity are the same person? No.
Yeah. Who knows, Anti-Doge? We'll see.
Well, so did Matt Mercer. That's right. Maybe not
Yep.
for anime, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's why things like the SWTOR cinematics are so good. Dudes swinging lightsaber shots being fired and ships blowing up doesn't exactly require a lot of discussion in regards to the reaction portion. Funny thing was, I think it was literally one of the SWTOR trailers that had a filmmaker's reaction to it that it came out like really recently, and I watched it and it was really good.
Because those trailers still hold up.
Those
Like,
trailers still hold up to this day.
They
They're
are,
really
pardon
good.
my French, but, well, they're effing gorgeous. I could say many words about how delicious those things look. Like,
Yeah.
oh,
I don't know if this was answered, but would you consider reacting to One Piece movies after you finish all the volumes, even though they're not canon?
reacting, probably not.
Yeah, probably not.
Watching on our own time, that is a definite possibility.
Yeah. It's like the secret alter ego, J.R.R. Johnson.
So Clone Wars react when? I mean, we've already seen Clone Wars.
Well,
not the recent season. There are certain arcs from the original series that I have not seen yet.
Yeah, unfortunately, y'all, we're not going to react to everything. And this thing is actually something that I was kind of bummed about. But the way they released Clone Wars Season 7, I guess that would be. Yeah. Season 7. I kind of lost kind of my interest in reacting to it. So that was something where we did react to the trailer. I think we said specifically that we were going to do it, but we're not going to react to Clone Wars Season 7. So, yeah.
One of the things that's actually been kind of interesting with the channel, like, just becoming this big thing, one of the biggest ways that I would connect with people is I would watch favorite stories with them, whether it was new ones or ones that we'd already seen together, right? Like some of our old childhood friends, like our tradition practically was we would get together every once in a while because we live far apart. We would play Ultimate Frisbee and run ourselves ragged, and then we would watch a Disney movie and sing along to all the songs, right?
Yep.
And it was great. It was awesome. Tangled, Beauty and the Beast, whatever it was, we would do it, right? Because of the channel, that has diminished in a lot of ways because most of the time whenever I see things that are new, it's for the channel.
Yep.
And that can be kind of tough for a lot of the people that I have relationships with because it's that way that we used to connect doesn't happen as much anymore.
Yep.
So things like, oh, wait, but there's this show I really want to watch with you because I would really love to show it to you, but I guess that's something you have to do for the channel. And it's like, oh, damn, how do we work around that? You know?
You guys get to the One Piece G8 arc yet or no? No, we haven't.
Nope. But the constant reminders are appreciated because it will happen.
Tuba Pope. Relevant today news. That's right, guys. May the 4th be with you.
Indeed.
But apparently, yes, Taika Waititi is on to do a Star Wars movie.
Wait, really?
Yeah, you didn't know about this.
I did not know about this.
I'm on all the Star Wars subreddits.
Oh, man.
So I'm very quickly informed about these kinds of things. The Taika Waititi Star Wars movie, it's not just him. It's someone else that's involved with it as well. I don't remember her name, but she's done some TV shows and stuff. But Taika Waititi is on the Star Wars kind of train of things because of his work on the Mandalorian season finale.
Mm-hmm.
If Taika Waititi is given the opportunity to do, and this is a big if he is given to do a Star Wars movie with way more autonomy than any of the directors that have been given thus far, I am very excited because of what the Mandalorian represents.
Yes.
The Mandalorian represents something where the worst thing about the Mandalorian was how many references they had. That's it. There was almost nothing bad about The Mandalorian.
Yeah, it maybe just that it didn't have very many episodes. You know,
sure.
Like,
I want more of it.
Yeah,
yeah. That's the worst thing about The Mandalorian. So, yes, give me Taika Waititi being
just doing anything in Star Wars.
Anything in Star Wars.
Yeah. Okay, so not to have it be a meme thing or whatever, but Fake Khaled. Is Jacob still reading Domestic Girlfriend? And if he is, what is his opinion on the latest development in the manga ending soon? So, the whole thing that they did with Hina, I actually love that. I absolutely love that. Here's why. Hina's story has been basically suffering this entire time, and hopefully she gets a cathartic payoff as a result of her growing as a person and being true to what she really wants, because she hasn't been so far. She's in a lot of ways the most not grown up of all of the characters in the story, and that's her journey, right? So I'm really excited for that to happen. What happened to her is it came right after she did a lot of things that that the old Hina would not have done. She grew, she took decisive action, she acted based upon what she really wanted, right? Fantastic. The fact that that crazy thing happened at the end of that chapter, that is just development and additional complication in order to be another hill to climb, another obstacle to get past, so that she can have that cathartic ending. So I am that actually excited me when that happened, not in a sadistic way, because it felt like Kay was finally getting excited again and having fun with her series, right? The fact that it's ending soon, that could potentially cause problems, but I'm excited to see what happens. All right, you're good. Also, I applaud your choice on the Halo theme. Okay.
Caleb pretending to care about Domestic Girlfriend spoilers. Sularon, you know me too well.
One of these days we're gonna get him to read the manga.
I would rather. No. I'm not gonna.
Caleb, you don't know what you're missing. You don't know what you're missing.
Why is Caleb blocking out spoilers on this when he doesn't really care that much about catching up to it? Okay, let's
that is a good question.
Let's have you guys get a transported direct viewing into the mind of Caleb. Okay, Domestic Girlfriend. It's a show. It's a manga. It's a thing. Mm-hmm. Jacob really likes it.
Yes.
However, it is a story upon which I cannot objectively enjoy it for the nature of that. It was in some ways presented to me as this great thing. Now, if I regard it as the trash that it is, in some level, I do actually care about spoilers. But am I ever going to actually consume trash? Like, is the sky purple? Like,
Caleb, did you like Kill la Kill? Now, is it on the same quality level as Kill la Kill? Hell no.
Did you equivocate Domestic Girlfriend to Kill la Kill?
No, I immediately said that.
You need to recant your beliefs, my friend.
No,
infidel.
It's not. It's
actual not cursed take.
It's not about the quality.
Jesus.
It's about the philosophy behind it, right? If the style of Kill la Kill is something that you could enjoy, then why not the style of Domestic Girlfriend? They come from the same place. Should I say Caleb is triggered?
Okay.
Hey, no. Kill la Kill takes a hot dump on Domestic Girlfriend. Absolutely, right? But like, for instance, when I first got when I was ready to watch Kill la Kill, it was because I was looking for something where I could actually kind of turn my brain off a bit, right? I was like, hey, there's all these shows that we do for discussion, but what if there was just like a zany, crazy, wacky, what's going to happen next kind of show, right? And it was that. It also had the discussion, and it was amazing, and I love that for it, and that's one of the reasons that it is one of the most influential anime for me personally that I've seen, certainly for the channel. But what makes that necessarily any different on a thematic level than Domestic Girlfriend? Quality aside, because yeah, sure. But
I'm going to extend you a bone. A single bone. I could tell that what's-her-name was being shafted as a character.
Who, Hina?
The one actually
Rui?
interesting... No.
Momo?
Momo, yes. Momo was genuinely like, yeah. But I could only take Rui seriously as a meme because she was hella funny at points. But Hina? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right.
So, oh my god.
Yeah, so this is...
So I'm not saying that the show is like actually just, you're better off not watching it. No, I'm now aware of the kind of thing that Jacob would like to have a better adaptation of. That's good. And see, as far as a birthday gift to my brother, like, that's not a big sacrifice for me to watch a one-cour anime. Like, like it's not.
So, I kind of agree with you, Ramiz. Hina is maybe not the best character, but she is one of the better characters. Because with the kind of show that you're making, and yes, Momo is best girl all the way. And she gets so much more in the manga, and it's delicious. The anime cut out so much from the manga, it is actually insane, right? Like, even Rui got almost everything taken out. The only reason Momo had something in there
Centipede Senpai.
was because the one episode was, like, they had to keep that in there because the introduction of her character was so good, but then they left everything else out.
Okay. Centipede Senpai with the 100 bits. Before I forget, Demon Slayer and Promise Neverland manga ends soon. Wait. I knew Demon Slayer was ending soon, but Promise Neverland.
Okay.
Demon Slayer ends in May?
That does kind of make sense.
It is May.
Though. Yeah.
Are you talking about next May or this May? That blows my mind.
It makes sense, though, because if you think about the story structure of the two shows...
This May?
They couldn't be continued for that long. Like, they're on the shorter fuse as far as, like, the overall length of the plot is
Promise Neverland?
go.
Really?
Yeah, like how could they like, that definitely isn't the kind of show that could go for like 200 episodes,
they could,
right?
No, they could. Promise Neverland has no limits right now with where we're at in the anime.
Maybe, but
oh my god, they could do anything they wanted at this point. Demon Slayer, I in some ways am impressed that they're planning on ending it so soon. The mangaka, she's been going pretty well as far as like release for the manga, right? Like it's a pretty good kind of setup there, right? Like it's not something where she's been like burnt out or anything. I'm trying to wait for feedback from chat.
Well, because with Demon Slayer, like, Muzan was introduced so early, and the 12th Kizuki, okay, but I don't see how they could do an arc past Muzan, right? Like, if Muzan is defeated, they still need to get Nezuko better, but that's about it, right? And it's a very Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood kind of concrete endpoint. Once Nezuko is better, there's no reason really to continue the series, right? That's like the natural place to end it.
Yes.
And if they get Muzan, then that should be where they're able to get Nezuko better. So
yeah, you're right. In some ways, I'm more specifically talking about Promise Neverland in terms of it.
Okay.
I could see Promise Neverland going like 7 seasons. So,
now, the real question is 7 1-cour seasons or 7 2-cour seasons? I mean, I suppose the first one was 1-cour.
7 1-cour seasons, yeah.
I think I could see that too.
Yeah. Yeah,
but not much more than that.
Yeah.
Like,
set 90 to 100 episodes for Demon Slayer. Okay, that seems fair. Seems fair.
Yeah, the Konosuba light novels finished recently.
Okay. Someone mentioned something up here. I missed it. What was it? This May. Haikyuu should end this year too.
Whoa.
Haikyuu ending? Okay, hold on. No. Based on what I've heard from the manga community of Haikyuu, the manga is way ahead of the anime. So it's been like about damn time we got a Haikyuu season 4. You know, we've got so much material. Dang, okay. Guys, this is almost like a cursed world line here.
Yeah, what's gonna happen after all those series
so many things
end?
Done soon. What the hell? Yeah, all this good stuff ending. Oh my god.
We have heard of it. Oh yeah, Yasumi Pun.
2020, the year of endings. Right, Attack on Titan ending soon.
Oh man, I'm so excited for that.
Attack on
I'm
Titan
so
ending.
excited. Oh,
I don't like the fact that they say that, like, Wit Studios saying like Attack on Titan season 4 will be the final season. I'm like, no, choto mate, like a quick second here. Choto freaking mate. You're telling me that when we just basically
ripped everything open.
No, we basically just ended the show and we're starting a new show. You're gonna end the show with this new show.
Well, originally Attack on Titan was supposed to be one season. You know,
dude, you can take the non-existent world lines and throw them in the trash.
No,
with
but I'm
all
saying
the other decisions that Okabe just decided to leave behind.
No,
now, I am really concerned about a rushed ending for Attack on Titan. Posture check. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Wow, Attack on Titan. Yeah, I don't know if I'm ready to accept that.
I am so ready. Because like in my mind, because Attack on Titan,
Lunar, that was a good one.
What?
Also, One Piece is legitimately ending within the decade at most.
At the very beginning of the decade.
What you did there, I saw it. Well played.
And are you sure?
No, I'm sure he's sure. He knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Isn't the Konosuba light novels ending too?
Yep, they already ended.
Why, God? Why, God?
I think this is
if you know that reference, you're a cultured individual.
I think this podcast is the longest one we've ever done. Does that have something to do with the alcohol? Maybe. Maybe not. Who knows?
Anime is canceled. What's that new meme with the funeral casket?
Yeah.
Do. Anime in 2020. Just do.
Oh boy.
Manhwas are taking over. I'm not completely upset about that though. That's something that might be kind of good. Like,
it's just the new evolution.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, JoJo is most likely somewhere between its last part and ending by part 10. Hey, well that feels really good then, because then that means we're around the halfway point of JoJo's as a series.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's the crazy thing. Like with JoJo's, you know, when we started, it had so many episodes.
Right. Yeah.
And because it's just like, well, you can't stop watching JoJo's, right? Like, oh man, JoJo's pull versus automatic. Oh, that's scary to think about. But
Vinland Saga is also in its last arc.
Really?
Nani Sore.
Didn't that start in like 2005 though? And it just only got the first season of the anime. I gotta say, Vinland Saga, as far as anime to introduce people to, if it is their thing, if it's something that, you know, is their style, right?
They liked Vikings.
It is so much fun to introduce Vinland Saga to people.
I agree.
It is one of the best things ever.
Can you imagine reacting to JoJo's Part 10 when you're 40? I mean, let's be real. We're probably
Dad, what are you doing? What's this JoJo's thing? Listen, son.
Like, my boy.
Yeah.
Boy. Yeah, wait for it. Boy. You know? It's
man.
What's his name from
Kratos?
Kratos. Did you
yeah.
say Kratos?
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
Listen, boy. JoJo's is the beauty of the anime community.
That's right.
It's the reason why your name was given.
Jonathan Dio Joseph Giovanna Jotaro.
But you called me Doe. Exactly. And my middle name is Nut. Yes, exactly. And our last name was recently changed to Kakyoin. Exactly. It all makes perfect sense.
That's right. If you need a pair of tweezers, I can get them for you for the splinters under your fingernails. Scraping the bottle of the barrel like that. Yeah.
Oh, man. Oh, then you can read the next volume of Berserk. Right, when we're 40.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
One of my favorite memes ever is the weekly manga fans when, you know, the manga takes a week off or whatever. And it's like, you know, crying. And then it's like Berserk when they get 3 chapters in a year. And it's like,
That's a good one. Single female says, if you watched the first few episodes of JoJo's and didn't feel it, should you power on? So, in reality, yes. But the thing is that you haven't actually watched the worst episodes of JoJo's.
And
yet.
I would say don't power on, if possible. Because...
Just kind of stand proud and...
Well, yes. But
and
JoJo's is a very...
Just breathe.
Right. Because, you know, people need breath to live. But...
And for a lot more.
Exactly. But JoJo's is so specific in its style and so flamboyant and rambunctious and everything that if you're not in the mood for JoJo's in that particular moment,
right,
that's fine. Don't force yourself. Don't watch it, right?
Do it later.
Do it later. Come back when you can appreciate the wonderfulness that is Speedwagon, right? Like, you know, but that time will come, and then at that point, then enjoy it.
And then Hunter x Hunter fans, you guys get chapters?
Yes, Ricketts. Life needs things to live. Yep, that's what I was thinking of.
By the way, guys, don't worry about the new Attack on Titan studio. Famous leakers have the info and told us it's all going to be all right.
Okay.
It's all going to be Daijoubu!
Although new studio and Attack on Titan makes me kind of worried. Like, quite frankly, Madhouse and KyoAni are pretty much my top contenders for who I would want it to be if it wasn't Wit.
Well...
And both of those don't seem like they'll happen.
Yeah, neither of those would happen.
Right.
I just can't wait to see freaking Eren being like, all right, if we defeat them over there, it's all going to be Daijoubu. And then we're going to get freaking Armin Colossal Titan.
Spoilers, by the way.
Yeah. He's going to be carrying freaking, like, Eren on his back. And then they're going to, like, go over and be like, sup, bitch. And then... By the way, we got Titans now.
Okay,
and,
UFO table for Attack on Titan season 4 would be fantastic. UFO table Attack on Titan would be. I would just straight up jizz my pants. Like that would be like that would be a dream come true in so many ways.
Can you imagine really good 3D Colossal Titan for once? Oh, talk dirty to me.
Yeah, harder, daddy.
yeah. Like smoke that like actually looks good, you know. Well, no, they had good smoke for some of it. Yeah. Oh, hey, Hazer324. Thank you so much for the sub.
I heard rumors that Toei would take over Attack on Titan, and I'm worried. Don't say things
That's not
like
gonna
that.
happen.
We don't speak of such things in this house.
Yeah. Production IG for Attack on Titan with Araki as the director. Yeah, season 2 Colossal Titan looked decent. Yeah. I'm talking about the points where they went like
it just wasn't quite the same.
Yeah.
Although to be fair, we didn't have Jean standing behind a horse with his legs meeting up here. You know.
No, Mesker. It's we will become as gods. That's how it works. Don't abandon all gods. Just become as gods.
Yeah, Bones would work really well, but yeah, it would work really well. I don't know. It's tough. I really like Wit's style.
Yeah, me too.
Studio Trigger Attack on Titan. That would be like I love Trigger, but no, that would just not work.
Give me the studio nut. Oh my gosh. Yes. Attack on Titan in space.
Yeah, that's what Trigger would be basically.
He's a dandy Titan in space.
And please refrain all spoilers because Caleb doesn't know that they go to space in Attack on Titan. So
I mean, I've been saying for a while it's a flesh mecha since someone brought it up like way a long time ago.
But
like
the best disguised flesh mecha ever. Like, man, I had watched Attack on Titan probably 3 times before I realized. Like season 1, before I realized it was a flesh mecha. And then it was just like, oh my god, what is my life right now?
Yeah. That's not how paths work.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, that's it. Attack on Titan's already in space. Paths?
Okay.
Spathes? What is wrong with you? The alcohol's working now.
Theoretically,
Paths
Shaft could work. Theoretically, Shaft could work. It would be a very interesting style for Attack on Titan. But Attack on Titan does do the trippy stuff occasionally. And when it would do that, oh man, Shaft would have a ball with that. Yeah, Studio Shaft actually would be interesting. Like,
Ratatouille is a mecha too. Then no, it's a flesh mecha. It's very similar,
but it is
different.
A mecha, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wait. If we get big brain, we are all flesh mechas piloted by brains. But who's piloting our brains?
Exactly. That's the problem. Yeah.
How do we get electricity to pilot our brains?
Oh, it's pads.
Oh, wait. So is that what deja vu is? Is every time we get deja vu, we're tapping into the paths of our past mecha pilots?
You won't get anything out of me.
Y'all,
no matter how many volumes of Comey you read.
Shit here.
Anyways.
Hazer, I'm not playing a game, and I don't need to save my game. I already used that joke. Dang it, I can't use it again. Okay.
Well, this, I think, has been the longest podcast we have ever done.
I mean, it's pretty good. It's worthwhile. 100,000 subs. I can't believe it actually happened.
Oh, God. Re-experience Attack on Titan, but you have to relive the 4-year hiatus for Season 2 without the knowledge that it actually ends up happening. That would be torture.
How do you do that?
That would be absolute torture.
Oh, this is theoretical.
Yeah,
I'm really starting to get tipsy now that I'm actually...
Maybe we should call it here.
Yeah.
KyoAni Attack on Titan, I would be down for that if they were up for it, but unfortunately, I don't think they'd...
I mean, we saw what Toru was capable of in that marketplace.
No, exactly.
Play, so.
And I've always said that the best parts of Attack on Titan are the slice of life moments. They're the calm moments in between the action. That's what gives weight to the action itself. So, KyoAni, I would absolutely be down for that. I just don't think from a production side of things, because of that awful thing that happened, that they'd actually be able to.
Makes sense.
Which totally makes sense.
Thanks, Dim. Rami's Ava Unit 1 was a flesh mecha. Oh, you're right.
That's true.
Wait. When it comes down to it, because we're all carbon-based life forms, aren't all mecha flesh mecha?
I don't think so. Go home, Caleb. You're drunk.
Guys.
Only if the Titans do the Hara Hara Yuke dance. I mean, I wouldn't mind that, you know? Like, the alcohol is really kicking in. Yeah, it is.
Action from Madhouse. Slice of life from KyoAni. Yeah.
Madhouse and KyoAni making a baby together. That would be something. That would really be something.
I just hope they shut all the doors so that we don't hear that. Studio Nut.
No, I wouldn't mind hearing that. I'd listen in. Like
KyoAni and Madhouse start collabing in their Madhouse, and Studio Nuts they're like, I predicted this 20 years ago.
Okay. All right. I think that is
a good
for
point
today.
to end this. Yeah. Hydrate. Thank you so much.
Yep,
only Russell.
Mm-hmm.
I'm out of alcohol, so there we go.
Yep.
But y'all stay
tuned.
Frosty.
We've got a bunch of other streams all at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Monday is podcast where we talk about anime and storytelling and all that stuff. Tuesday is One Piece manga readings where we do dramatic voices and everything. It's awesome and hilarious. Great times to be had. Thursday is me gaming, which is going to be the last, assuming nothing goes terribly wrong, last Yakuza 0 stream, and then I'll be going to Comey to catch up on that, and then to Attack on Titan.
I don't believe him.
And then Friday, Caleb does gaming, which right now is Pyre, I believe.
Pyre. And I'm doing voices specifically for the characters, having a lot of fun with it. It creates a much more calming experience for the whole thing, and have a lot of fun with it. And we just got a big reveal recently also with regards to the story of Pyre, so check that out.
And yes, if you want to know what I'm playing after Yakuza, well, you'll have to tune into the Comey and Attack on Titan streams, because I have already figured that out, but I have not told people yet.
Ooh,
it's not public knowledge. Yeah.
Indeed. But yeah, if you want to stay up to date on all of our streams, leave a follow to keep kind of your... I don't know, your body part on the tab of things.
If you did get gifted subs, because a bunch of people got gifted subs, you get access to our Patreon or Twitch sub-only Discord, which currently has a bunch of crazy events going on right now. So get on that, sync up your Discord and your Twitch account in order to get access. There's some crazy awesome stuff going on right now, hosted and run by Caleb and a bunch of awesome volunteers.
Yes.
So, yeah.
We do basically Discord events of sorts where you get a funky color, and we have a bunch of ridiculous fun. It's starting on Saturday, so get in on that jazz.
Yeah,
have a lot of fun.
And I also wrote a novel. It's called
Slice of Lines.
It's called Sci-Fi. No, it's a sci-fi novel called Battle Lines. Yeah, and it's awesome. It's on Amazon if you want to check it out with all this quarantine crazy stuff. Maybe it'd be a way to, help pass the time and whatnot. !BL in chat will get the link to Amazon where you can purchase it. It's pretty cool.
Yep. And streams are cool. So you guys are cool.
Yep.
So
Thank
we'll
you for
see
watching,
you all
hanging out.
in the next one. But yeah.
Until
later.
then, goodbye. Well, I think that went pretty well.
I think so.
Yes, Team Rui. Well, Team Happiness for everyone.
Wait, Caleb wrote Slime Yowie?
How did you find out about that? Caleb, did you make your fanfiction.net account public?
I swear, the slime roll was specifically for Mia's wheel event. It was a random roll that people could only get specifically if they got things a certain way. So no, that's all. Yeah, it's false.
No, Ameju. What Ameju says about there being a discount for using the secret passcode Mars Bar, that is not true for Battle Lines.
Not true.
But it is awesome, so definitely check it out.
Yeah. But the Mars Bar meme, I kind of like it. I kind of like it a lot. It's a pretty good one. It's.
I mean, it is good, but man.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
As far as characters go, that you kind of get that like underrepresented like hype for him. Mars is pretty legit.
But personally, Saturn and Jupiter for me.
All like that
way,
moment
100%. Oh man.